So just because you believe in happiness doesn't mean that you don't believe in suffering. You can still suffer and be happy. You know what I mean?
Oh, I understand very well. I do spend a lot of time thinking about how good it used to be, and it's not like that anymore.
Yeah, so this is always thinking about the past. Yeah.
Yeah, this is wild, man.
Isn't that fucked up? Can you fucking believe that?
Top-level Nuzlockers are always looking for new ways to prove how good they are at Pokemon.
Look at me right now. Yeah. I love you. I love you too. No, I really do love you.
Every Pokemon game has been played and explored by millions of people. Yet there are still strange oddities hiding just out of view that have fallen entirely into obscurity.
What's happening right now?
Hey, let's make it happen. Play 10, play 10, play 10. If it's not there, y'all, just get open. Hey, be big on this, note. Play 10. Yeah.
Best players in the world. The beauty of that is if it's not there, just get open.
Look at this Kia Locatelli. 2 egg yolks and 2 full eggs. Best part of you rolled down your father's leg. I'm not one of those fancy schmancy mortar and pestles. Drips and drab over the peppercorns, white people spicy. I throw in the chunky monkeys, actually piggies. Make sure the pan's colder than your sister's heart. Can you ever be so simple and just bring your mother's tent? Throw in your eggs. Hopefully this don't scramble on me. Half of Rome's calling me for a dish. The other half's embarrassed. Look at this Kia Locatelli. 2 egg yolks and 2 full eggs. Best part.
Before you kick me, yes, I am a squeaker. Please do not kick me. I promise I'm good, and I'll shut up and we'll get it done, please.
Okay. We won't kick you.
Hey, we'll give you a chance, little dude, as long as you don't cuss.
I'm not allowed to cuss.
Okay, good deal. Let's roll.
Let's do this.
Let's go to the exhibit.
Coming to you.
Oh, my God. Oh, he's good.
Not the last one, then.
I don't understand how no one plays with you, Turtle.
Oh, neither. Slick.
You really felt like he was sorry?
No question. Every time I played him, I was like, you're a bum. It's a long history behind that.
I understand.
We had some conversations.
You really felt like he was a bum, though.
When I saw him, that's what I saw. I told Earl, I don't know what they was doing at Texas, where y'all was letting this boy eat off y'all plate like that. Y'all didn't have people to build like me. And me and E argued before the game. And Earl's respect for him is out of this world.
Oh,
like,
he was scared for college.
He's a little nervous. He's like, Sherman, man, he one of them. I said, E, we done played this man 6-7 times since I've been here.
All right, bro. You? No. You look like you play sports or something.
Box.
Oh, you box? Your hands like that? Alright, for sure.
#1 rank in the country.
You know one rank in the country?
Yeah, you can look me up on Google, all that.
What's your name? Malachi Ross. Okay.
Name one pal that doesn't look like a Pokemon. Okay, what about Boltmane? Oh, so Shiny Luxray. What about Anubis? You mean what Lucario is based on? Some would say you're copying me then. Keep going. Fine. Dire Howl? That looks like Lycanroc. Fanglu? That looks like a female Cobalion. Cremis? You gave Eevee a coat. Necromis has to be original, right? You turned Saraledge into a horse. Why are you doing this? Cause I love chaos. Keep going. Verdash? Grassy Cinderace. Astagon? That's a mix of Aggron and Zekrom. You're mixing them? If the shoe fits. Everybody looks like a little bit of something. All I'm hearing are excuses. Mao? That's... Huh, really? I don't think we have an Egyptian cat. All right, I'm pretty impressed. What about Kitsune? That one's gorgeous too. Tombat? That's pretty unique. King Pekka? Adorable and original. I get it. Except for Apollyon Strident on his head. You're pushing it. Name one pal that...
Miles?
What's going on, man?
Hey, it's me, Mouse. I don't think I should use that right now. That sounds pretty dangerous. Those smell amazing. Thanks.
What the fuck are you talking about, man?
Hey, it's me, Mouse.
So confused.
He bought it. I have a bouquet. turn up the music, turn up the bass, turn up the music, turn up the what?
Have you ever been in a game GTA or something?
Those smell amazing. I think I'll give those to my uncle. I haven't visited his grave in a while.
It's like playing.
He bodying that shit though! Starting to get on my nerves.
That new AI shit.
What about the military?
What about the military?
What do you think?
I think.
Me right now. I love you. I love you too. No, I really do.
Excuse me.
Welcome back to another
Is that
day.
your transit you had on
We
record?
are cooking
Okay, well,
in terms
there's
of
a fucking
Pokemon
possibility.
Yellow Legacy production. And
I
today
swear,
I
I
wanted
had to fight my motherfucker off
to
porch.
show off some
I
features,
swear,
show off where we're
yeah.
at, just kind of play through the
The
first half of
motherfucker
the
went
game.
off porch.
And,
He just sat down on the wood and he was just like,
so,
okay, I'm gonna chill
if
here.
you haven't
Like,
seen
no,
it,
you
we've
get your
already
fucking
got
ass off
a
porch.
hard mode implemented in. We're going
Why
to
do
run
you
just
take
normal,
shit down?
regular, no switcher mode or anything like that, no level caps or no items in battle. We're just going to run regular mode. We will play as a
Well,
girl,
next time you go fight
because I know
bosses.
probably not everyone has seen this feature, and it's something that I would like to show off. So we're just going to
You
show
need
off
to go watch
everything. We're going to
streams
try to
and
play
how those
through
do.
pretty quick, test some
stream.
Pokemon
Oh,
out, because we've
yeah,
added a few Pokemon in, see how they're feeling, and overall, just play the early half of the game, because I've been refining and making changes, and the team has been working hard, and I feel like the first half is starting to come into fruition.
Right. I will skip intro though. Don't worry.
Alright, what's going on, guys? It's Chev. We're back here over on some more Pow World. Hey, buddy, you're not mining in the right spot. It's over there. Real quick, I want to thank everybody for all the love and support on the videos. Also, I'm sorry for uploading so late, like straight up in the middle of the night for some people. That's just what happens when you stay up until 6 in the morning or something consistently. So if you're enjoying the Pow World videos, leave a like on this video. And also, any ideas you have, you can go and put it down in the comment section or whatever. I've been reading it. So yesterday, I made a good amount of progress. So ended up building these improved furnaces, which allows me to make refined ingots. With those refined ingots, I made refined metal axe and a refined metal pickaxe, which are really, really nice at the moment. Also, you may notice in my inventory here, I ended up
Oh, what's up, Defiance? No, you was up in here.
People would say they.
We get enough friend fans in here. We may do a reaction on stream. Huh?
This is the largest. This is the
Is it
largest.
echoing? Says echoing. Okay, hold on. Let's see here. Filters. Jeez, that's a long wait. You get ready for work. Damn. It's almost midnight over here. Let's see here. Interface. Turn, yeah. $5:30 there. Oh Lord. Well, good morning.
What happened?
Good afternoon. We got a banger for y'all today, baby. Got a video from
sweet. That's what's up. Yeah, it's pretty early over there.
This is Fast Twitch, an energy drink from Gatorade. 200 milligrams
okay, so you about
electrolytes.
You're an hour ahead of one. Okay, cool. I got you.
Start fast with Fast Twitch, an energy drink from Gatorade.
Ascension WoW
is it echoey on your end?
You forge your own custom class in a classic plus setting. Play free, build your custom hero, and conquer Azeroth. Welcome to season.
Looking to throw. He's got room to run. Gonna try to get in. Diving, flipped over, and he's short.
Well, now a big decision. We've seen both teams keep their offenses on the field numerous times today on 4th down. What an effort, though, by your quarterback.
Hawkinson comes in under center and flips it to Dobbs, who runs to the edge. Gets hit hard, the ball out. That means the hands of McMillan for Denver.
They were concerned about ball security. He fumbles the ball.
Hasn't found anyone open again. Now he's going to tuck in and run. Will do so. And he gets hit down hard, and there's a penalty.
Yeah, Tyrell Dodson, number 25. I mean, he just puts his helmet square in his jaw. Listen, we've seen guys get ejected.
It's a first down. Off the play fake, Stroud looking to throw. He's hit. Oh, he is nailed. A big time hit, and the rookie is slow to get up, and there's a gasp going on here at NRG Stadium. Turns his back for the play fake. Right there.
Working out of the gun, Wilson faked the handoff. He'll do it himself. Oh, Wilson takes a major pop.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense, number 1.
Second down and 10. Quick one over the middle for Renfro. His head wasn't around, and Garoppolo.
He got hit low.
He got hit low, and a flag came out.
You see, he comes right up the middle and right there.
Oh. Oh, right into the left knee.
Talks about it, but imagine if they get a touchdown off of this play because of Saquon Barkley.
Well, DeVito takes off. Oh, and he took a hard hit.
But the hit was at the back of the left shoulder.
Correct, and you see DeVito actually
There's no
looks
foul
at
on
him.
the play. The defender did not contact the runner in the head and neck area.
Third down, blitz coming. Pressure, DeVito in trouble. Slips away from Curse. Now tucks it and runs, and he's not going to get anywhere.
Couldn't tell if he was slow to get up as a result or if he was just getting picked up off the ground. You got to imagine someone's going to check on him.
#1 pressure rate in the NFL, and I feel like today they're even more than that.
Absolutely. Take a look here at the end.
Fakes the handoff. Slithers through traffic and then gets popped by Jaron Curse. Lawrence had the pressure.
The wide receiver. Here comes Crosby. There goes Herbert. Oh, bump. There goes a flag.
Number 9's been disqualified from the game.
Holy smokes.
No sacks at San Francisco either, and here it is. Right on cue, Parsons.
Wiggle your knee around, but doesn't feel good.
Blitz coming, and Herbert got popped.
That hurt him? The rib issue that he had?
Small victories today.
3rd and goal. Fields rolling out, looking to make it happen. Can't get there. Inside the 5. 4th and goal coming up, and now Fields, he's a little slow to get up, taking a shot there.
Fields needs to throw it. Let's take a look at this hit. Oh, he took a shot.
Well, here he is on the run now. Oh, wow, Derek Barnes was ready for him.
Up with a tight formation here. Field surveys. Danny's going to go in his own territory. That's on
One of these fucking days.
Picks him
One
up,
of these
power
days.
drives him into the ground.
We gonna get shit figured out.
Let's see what they can do with it.
Here's a quarterback run, and Fields gets hit and hit hard.
How he was able to get pressure
One of
on
these
Fields
days.
in the pocket.
I swear. we
Now
gonna
on
get
a
this
third
figured
and goal, Fields steps up, takes off,
out.
but
One
he's
day.
hit and drops.
One of these days.
Phillips able to fall off and make that play.
Filters.
And now, on the first play, Fields gets leveled. That's been an issue at times this year.
He took this giant
That's better?
hit.
All right,
got
cool.
smoked.
Leave it where it is. We'll fuck it.
As time. Nobody
We'll
open.
fuck with anything else,
Flushed.
dude.
Dancing. All the way back to the goal line. PTR.
Oh, God.
Hit hard.
Speedrunners have found
Fastest man Pro Bowl skills. You know, one of these days, when we're not low budget and we're big budget, we're gonna get premium. We don't gotta worry about this.
It's the fastest man, and Tyreek Hill is on the board. And at the starting line, down to Lisa Salters.
This is going to be a good one, guys. Cheetah, you've been saying that you are the fastest player in the NFL for a long time.
I'm the fastest person in the world.
Why do you think you still are?
Why? Oh, man, you see me play every Sunday, right?
I mean, he is pretty fast.
I like your
You don't
confidence.
watch
But for these
football.
other guys, I did some digging. I looked up your 40 times for your respective combines.
Which
and
I know
you're
is
all
different in the
within,
UK. Y'all got soccer.
0.3 of a second of each other. So, guys,
What's next time?
Nick's time was 4.52. All right. So how do you like your chances? How do you take this guy down?
Just here to get paid.
All right. And Micah,
Alright, let me adjust these volumes here.
why are you not wearing any clothes? Why are you taking
This is a lot different than
Personal agenda against
just shooting a regular video.
I still got my sweats on, so I just want to beat Nick, really.
Okay. All right. Let's see it. Let's see it.
All right, current weather here in Summerlin, Nevada, 45 degrees with a wind chill. It's 30.
But they got these guys out here running in the cold.
Micah Parsons has lost his jersey, has lost his shirt.
He weighs 245 pounds. He's just trying to get, the advantage.
Yeah. Let's see, can anybody beat Tyreek Hill? Oh, a slow start for the fastest man of the world.
Oh, that was close.
And I think Micah without the shirt won.
Tyreek didn't even get down in the stands. Oh, he will never hear the end of this.
Wow. Could not have seen that coming.
He went right to Chubb, too. He made...
Mac Hollins out on defense.
Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video. Thank you to BetterHelp for sponsoring this video. We tend to question ourselves the most. You know what?
Good afternoon. We got a bagger for y'all today, baby. Got a video from
Firebird.
This is, if you didn't know, when you don't see me on a recording, this is basically what I'm doing. It's just scrolling.
For today's video,
I did rewrite the script so that the intros will be a little bit shorter than they normally are. Trying to get all this wrapped up into one.
If this is to be the end, then I will tell them of the beginning.
That's supposed to be a pretty good game too.
Of how your spark was ignited.
It sucks that it came out right when Power World did because it didn't get any good. Not getting as good as traction.
by Kyle Fuller, and now
That boy got dropped. Bam. Damn. That's my team right there, Alabama. Damn. Ray Lewis. No, it's Ed Reed. Watch, he finna get him. Boom. So, boy.
Cam rising. Now he breaks it down and rolls out. Rising. Steps.
Oh, Lord.
Oh my gosh, what a hit. That was Raylan Goforth that just lit him up against the Tide. Short kick, free ball.
I don't either. Now that I've started doing the reaction channel, like I normally game every night with my best friend, but I don't even do that much anymore, just because I'm either sitting here thinking about what next video to do or how to better interact with the community, with all y'all, or rewriting the script 18 million times, or you know, just hawking at the analytics all night. I mean, I still try to game when I can, though. But I definitely feel that Defiance. I definitely do. Mm.
You got barbecue back there. Sanchez throws middle. What a shot by Lewis on Dustin Keller. As the ball arrives.
There's Ray Lewis.
Rolling, looking that way. Retreating, and he'll just throw it out of the back of the end zone. There was.
Bam! God damn. Oh, he got knocked out.
Harrison worked his way back and actually made a play on the ball to keep his defense off. Flat out ball. And there is the biggest hit maybe of the 1990
Yeah.
bowl season.
It gets like that, Mom. Mom's down. Mom, I'm just gonna call you Mom. Yeah, but they just complain. That's how it is. They used to be a lot longer, so at least they're not complaining about that. I mean, that thing used to run for about 6 minutes worth of intro. That boy got flipped. Y'all see that? This is crazy. Oh yeah, Defiance, running your own business. Yeah, that shit's got to be fucking full time, 24 hours a day. Like what I do doesn't even compare, but just the little bit that I do, I couldn't imagine having to run up my own business like that. It'd be insane.
Second and 9, Stafford throwing middle. There's Johnson, hit hard by Cam Chancellor. Illegal shoulder hit by Chancellor. There's some pressure from the Bengals. Roethlisberger.
Damn. I'm thinking about doing the big push tomorrow. Oh yeah, it's finna get a lot shorter too, Mom. I mean, yeah, I get that, but like when I say I talk a lot, like I can really talk a lot. Like, yeah. So I do agree that it needed to be shortened down considerably, but not completely cut out, because some people need to know. Yeah, now see, this is why I love the Ren community, is because like all y'all do is like reassure me that what I'm doing is what y'all like, and it's what Ren wants, is like people to stop and talk about his art. And I don't mind doing that. I'll stop and talk as much as possible, but I also agree, you know, across the board that the intro needs to be, you know, just a tad shorter. But I mean, at the end of the day, y'all already know I'm gonna be me. I wouldn't call that a hit. You kind of pushed him. Oh yeah, thank you. But yeah, I am thinking about doing the big push tomorrow. I don't think I'm gonna do. I think I'm going to do. Let's see. I like Jumpin' Jack Flash. War Pigs Black Sabbath is a good one. But Wade in the Water Now, I'm a down south boy, and wade in the water is everywhere down south when you're growing up. Well, I'm thinking about doing that tomorrow. I may do war pigs for sure. I know he put up some new shit earlier today. I don't know if it was a short or I seen it on Instagram. I've not watched any of these. I am subscribed though, so you know. Ooh. The dinner made me gaseous. Bongo bong. I love bongs. I mean, yeah, bongo bong. I'm probably do war pigs for sure. Okay, so that's what it is. He's just putting out shorts of his older stuff. All right, cool. Because he did that. Well, he didn't do that, but you know, he put up the fucking Loco video the other day, and I swear on everything, I thought that was a new song. I jumped on it so quickly. I got so hyper intense. I don't know if I've ever heard the original song for Bongo Bong. Damn, that boy got hit.
Oh my gosh, that was Kareem Jackson. Don't let him extend. Fourth down pass to the end zone. It is caught. Logan Thomas. And he took a shot.
You know what? I kind of started watching this a little bit ago.
And that was something that I just did throughout whenever I could before my house.
Let's watch a little bit more so we can learn a little bit more.
Something that I would do probably 5-6 days a week. I'd be out there for sometimes like 6-7 hours at a time.
Do you think your success during that phase, which ultimately leads to today, was kind of fueled by this ability to have hyperfixation on things?
100%. Yeah. I even
fueled by ADHD.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Because it knows it's just like my brain, which is a very common thing. So ADHD, there's a lot of new research that says it's essentially like a dopamine dependency. So you're constantly seeking these little spikes, and if you're doing something that's not giving you that spike of dopamine, you become disinterested, and you find it very difficult.
Yeah, I started watching a little bit of it the other day, and then we went out and about, and I never come back to it.
For me, meditative. I could sit there for hours on end, producing, playing, singing, rehearsing the same lines over and over again. So I think it 100%, and even to this day, it's the same thing. It's the one thing I can sit there happily forgetting to eat all day, just because I just become so immersed in it.
What do you learn about people from busking?
So much, man. It's very interesting. I become fascinated with the psychology of performance. That was one of the most interesting things I learned.
I bet he does. Like when you go out on the street, like a lot of people don't do it in this day and age. I know it's finna make this like reaction style, guys, so get ready. But it doesn't happen much in this day and age, and I don't know if y'all do it, but I even find myself not doing it. Like, stop and have a conversation with someone. You'll be surprised what you learn. Like, I couldn't imagine. Well, I can't imagine because like I have the most randomest people always approach me in post. One of the reasons I don't go out in public. Okay, I'll turn it up a little bit. It's one of the reasons why I don't like going out in public that much, because fucking Like, it doesn't matter where I'm at. Like, I'm getting approached by some random person. And it's always the most randomest ass conversations. Like, I was in McDonald's one time, and if you don't know, like, you know, I got tattoos. I got tattoos everywhere, okay? Well, this guy, maybe 55, middle-aged guy, like, retirement, all kinds of shit, just strikes up a conversation when he seen my my skull on my hand. And he was like, "Oh yeah, that's nice, that's nice." And then like he proceeds to pull his shirt up, like his whole shirt, and showed me his back tattoo that he got done. His whole back had just got done. He spent like $5,000 on it. Just the most randomest shit. Always like, but you never know. Don't be quick to shut someone out and not have conversations. Like, I couldn't imagine the amount of stories that he has just from performing on the street.
There are these things called mirror neurons, right? Where if you observe a behavior, you become inclined to repeat it because we're like creatures of community, and we. It's why in those talent shows when you
So
watch
much
somebody,
crazy
like,
shit.
gasping or crying at a moment,
Like you can. I don't know where mom is, but especially over here in America, bro, you can't even go outside. Especially, I'm down south, like, so the crazy shit down here is fucking like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you liable to pass somebody on the highway on the lawnmower with his shirt off and a beer in his hand.
where someone's singing, you feel that emotion just by seeing that person in the crowd. And it's like, because your brain gets activated to mirror those things. So with busking, what I found was really interesting is if you can hold just one or two people watching you, it instantly creates a space
I seen
that's
that.
safe enough for everybody else to.
I don't know, I can't remember what I was watching, but it was I love documentaries and travel video. I love learning about places as much as I can. And I did see something that in Sweden that small talk is not, you know, generally accepted, and that like saying hey to someone you don't know is like generally frowned upon because y'all are so private in your lives. And I respect that. Like, from the introvert, I get it. You know what I'm saying? I get it. But I did see that you know, random conversation is not very high in Sweden. I'm just a few states away in Virginia. Oh, we got Virginia folk in here. That's what's up. She's a mountaineer. Oh, up in the mountains of West Virginia where stills run high. Know all about West Virginia and Virginia.
Like, kind of focus
got a buddy that I play games with from
because that energy almost gets.
Where's he from?
If you
Pennsylvania.
One or two people's attention, all of a sudden that 2 people turn into 10, turn into 50, turn into 100.
You up in the Appalachians? I'm at the bottom of the Appalachians.
So I found out where I probably makes me sound a little bit mental, but I love to people watch while I'm playing because I think it feeds into my performance while I'm doing it.
I understand that.
Those stakes.
Well, because you have the ability to react in real time, and you're not necessarily focused on what you need to do next. You're focused on what they want.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and it's really, and it's a positive feedback loop, right? Because if you are, you're holding, because the good thing about busking as well is people are there by choice. They haven't bought a ticket, and if they're not enjoying it, they're just like they're chatting away. The people who stop to watch you do it completely out of their own free will. So it's a really affirming thing, and then you get this.
Yeah, see, that'd be hard for me. I've been trying to tell my wife, like, you know, we could probably go to like Sweden or somewhere to the local neighborhoods, and like, you know, it would be straight to live in a place like that.
My favorite
but like, I'm so like, I will wave at you. Like, it's just how I am.
Whatever song it is, and it kind of comes through.
Manassas. What's up?
All the ads like this one, just head to adskiller.
See, I'm from Georgia originally, but spent 15 years in Georgia, and then we moved to Alabama, and I've been out here ever since.
Had the ability to kind of tap into that flow state like Jimi Hendrix.
I mean, there's absolutely nothing here. Nothing. Like, we have a country store, a school, a post office, and a Dollar General. There's no red lights. There's no stop signs. If you blink, you drive right past the town and never knew you was in the town.
I've done it with Connor, who's here actually. And I try and apply it whenever I can, because I think those moments where you become thoughtless, even social interaction, going out dancing, going out partying, enjoying, like running, whatever, when you become less self-aware, things just flow much nicer, and I think life becomes more enjoyable. So it's constantly like a thing that I'm trying to fall into.
Yo, beautiful human, real quick.
So basically, get out of your fucking head and have fun, but that's hard to do.
I want to tell you my secret to the perfect date night for me and my boyfriend. You can steal it. I will let you steal it. Dan, I'll also let you steal it so you can do it with your girlfriend.
Oh, thank you. I'm looking forward to it.
I know you had a
guys should
boyfriend.
Make a
That's cool.
HelloFresh dinner together.
Yum.
Seriously, I'm not kidding. It brings you together. Plus, at the end of it, you get a great meal. And it's so easy to incorporate HelloFresh into your life. So once you do it for a date night, you realize how quick and efficient it is. So then you just want to do it over and over again. That's what happened with me and my guy.
Croatian.
It worked.
She's
love it.
from
40
so far from typical Swede. You
time.
wouldn't. Yeah, that's definitely me. Like I definitely be.
It's so easy to do.
Like I feel like even if I was in Sweden, like just my natural aura of hey, come talk to me, somebody would just naturally be drawn to come talk to me.
Step-by-step instructions with pictures. It's easy. Like again, like I can do it.
Oh no, there's still plenty of trees down here. They don't.
Try HelloFresh.
I mean, they cut them down left and right, but
if you want 50% off,
they don't cut them down around where we're at.
We'll hook you up. Just go to HelloFresh.com.
It's ridiculous though. Like you figure, as far as we are, you know, technology-wise and all this shit and that, whoop de whoop, that they wouldn't be cutting down as many as they need or have been.
And if you don't know,
because I mean, it's not really a sustainable resource. I mean. It takes what 50 to 75 years for a good tree to grow.
Yeah. Like you
know, 25 to 50 for a good pine tree to grow.
It's two things, right? Like
there's so many other resources available to make what you need. I mean, people not even really building houses out of wood that much anymore anyway.
It's like they're
but I mean, it's
deeply connected.
Hey, look. When they cut down the last tree, they'll realize that they ain't got nothing to breathe anymore.
Early on.
Not me though. Look, that dude's pen looks just like my pen's.
Completely and totally out of your control.
Yeah.
Like, you know, one of the things we've
That's how my pen looks. Got the fucking little thing all bent up and shit. Every one of them.
Talked about a bunch. It's like
sister took a trip to Croatia. I imagine so. I don't know. I've been in the South, and then I went to Oregon, north of California, and worked in a pot farm for about a month, and then that's about as far as I've been.
It's two things, right? Like, physical health is incredibly important. Equal to the importance of physical health is mental health.
Yeah.
And the two very much, it's like they're so deeply connected in so many different ways. You end up losing a record deal early on for things that are completely and totally out of your control.
Yeah.
You get sick. Does it come out of nowhere?
It's funny. I mean, I in terms of the physical symptoms, yes. In terms of, I think, mental health and feeling like a little bit of an outlier and an outsider, I think that was just a constant theme in my life. And maybe it set the stage for a chronic illness getting a hold of my body, because some people don't develop autoimmunity. Some people don't fall into a state of chronic sickness. They get something like Lyme disease and their body deals with it and they're okay. But then you have a percentage of people who don't, and there are theories as to why that happens. So I'm not sure if the dis-ease in my body, the dis-ease came from dis-ease and came from a place of discontentment, because I kind of always felt that. I can't even really tell you a time, not to get too heavy, but I can't really tell you a time where I don't think I did feel like that, apart from in the recent years, when I've been picking everything apart and then putting it back together again, and I've finally come to a place in my life where I'm feeling a much greater sense of peace and tranquility.
And by the way, it's a journey of health that is, it's being supported by those who appreciate and feel understood by your music.
Oh yeah, we go to Florida all the time. Which, I mean, we're right here in Alabama, so it's not like a 7-hour ride to the beach.
Donations to,
I think in the last 5 years, we've been there. Like
it's so important to me, and now luckily I've gotten to a state, this place where
we've been to Panama,
and it feels
Panama
really
City,
nice to be a voice,
Gulf
for those
Shores,
people, be a voice
and
for the voiceless,
Pensacola.
be somebody
And
who
about
can tell
5
their story,
trips,
because my
5
story
vacations in the last
is so
half
many
decade,
people's
maybe down
story.
there.
When I started doing the house
My wife
recording
loves the
before,
beach.
when I was too sick to make music, I realized
She
that
loves the
there
beach,
is
but she don't like the
there is
ocean. She
such
won't get in the
a
water.
underground community of people who aren't seen, who are just suffering under the surface because they're not dealt with properly by the medical industry, but they're too sick to really speak up about it. So it feels really nice and empowering to be in a position where I can tell their story too.
And in a nutshell, you were wrongly diagnosed. Like, they thought you had something called ME.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I was first initially diagnosed with bipolar, which was a misdiagnosis because
About like
my
a doctor
symptoms
to
were
mess up a diagnosis,
cyclically
like
and
a
in waves
weatherman
when I
giving you the
wasn't looking
wrong
after
weather
myself or when I was eating the wrong
predictions.
thing, but I didn't know that at the time.
But that's also connected to Lyme disease.
Yeah, exactly. But I didn't know that, so they were like, "Oh, well, some days you feel a bit better, some days you feel like."
See, I don't know about y'all, but I just tend not to go to the doctor, especially about my general health, like, because they're just gonna try to stick you on some shit, tell you that you got something you don't have, and if you do got something wrong with you, you're gonna have to do like Ren and go to 4 or 5 doctors before you actually get, you know, what is actually wrong with you, because the first 4 doctors are just trying to make money off of you.
Like really like mentally foggy, brain confused, and they're like, well, it sounds like hypercycling bipolar. So I was put on citalopram, I was put on some different SSRIs, which made me a lot worse because I had underlying MCAS, which is this allergic condition, but I didn't know that.
I mean, yeah, there'd be a few things in there. I don't blame you. But sometimes you gotta roll the dice. You know what I'm saying? Just get in there and have fun for a second and get the fuck out before something gets you. Was it like 3 trips ago? We was down there and like we seen this 20-foot shadow moving along the shoreline. Like shit was crazy, bro. She didn't even. She backed up 15 foot from the shore. She was done with it. I watched 3 or 4 amigos get in there and try to fucking figure out what to do and catch it. That shit was crazy as hell. Traveling in Europe and West Africa, dude, that should be amazing, bro. One day I'm gonna get to come to fucking Europe. Like I want to go to Italy. I want to go to Japan, see the cherry blossoms. I want to go to Amsterdam for obvious reasons, not for the prostitution. Got a wife, but for other shit. And I definitely want to come to the UK because you guys are showing out, and that shit would be fun.
At the time either, so I just fought through it because I was like, well, the doctors tell me it will even out eventually and I'll be fine eventually.
Oh, in Egypt, man,
so
like
I just went through the mill.
Definitely Egypt. Like one of the classes in school, like I'm a big history buff. Anything history, like I definitely want to get to Egypt and see the pyramids and shit. That shit would be awesome.
These things, Valium was the worst one because of the withdrawals, but I just went.
Hold on a minute. He said they gave him Valium.
Doctor to doctor, and then eventually cycling bipolar. So I was put on citalopram. I was put on some different SSRIs, which made me a lot worse because I had underlying MCAS, which is this allergic condition, but I didn't know that at the time either. So I just fought through it because I was like, well, the doctors tell me it will even out eventually and I'll be fine eventually. And so I just went through the mill with all these things. Valium was the worst one because of the withdrawals, but
bro,
I just went.
It's a whole world. It's a whole world, and I'm just a grain of sand on the beach, like way down. Like I know there's so much to see. One fucking day, you just wait. One day, we had our kids early, like high school. Like I had my son when we was 18. She was 17. We had our son, and then who was in her mid-20s when we had our daughter. I'll be 36 when my son turns 18 and goes to college, hopefully. And then like 42 when my daughter is grown up. So I should have like the last 40 years for me and my wife to just go across, and hopefully this shit is done blown up and like taking me everywhere, because like that's the goal. Like I'm not stopping this shit till like we one of the biggest reaction channels on YouTube.
I was bouncing from doctor to doctor, and then eventually, as I was deteriorating, they said, "Well, you're tired loads of the time."
Diazepam is basically Valium.
Like
Oh yeah.
ME, fibromyalgia, and then I'm on a waiting list for a year, and I finally get to see that doctor, and then
I was just trying to see what they give it to him for.
Resting more. And it's like I've been in bed for. It's honestly, it's really, it's the
because like Valium's a fucking
for people who go
hard
narco. You know, I was really
a hard narcotic over here, and like it fucks up a lot of lives.
And that was a cycle that went on for years. Of
hate to drop, but I got to get up. I feel that. I appreciate you stopping by.
My hopes up for
we're definitely gonna try. We're gonna do more of this now that I got it set up and running pretty decent.
Being worse off, and
I do appreciate you coming by, Mom.
Constantly pick myself up from the ground until the point of breaking point in 2015, where it kind of culminated in going into fully blown psychosis because I think my brain had just had enough.
Well, and you literally try to do everything at one point. I mean, you explore fecal transplants.
Yep. yeah. That was the highlight of my life. That was having somebody else's excrement put in my backside. Was Yes, what a journey. That was it was another thing because there's a lot of science behind
That's
it. Right?
facts.
So you're implementing
I'm gonna knock out. I'm
someone
like,
else's microbiome into your own.
I got
So
like I
at
said,
the
my
time,
best
I was
friend, and I
having
go
similar
back
digestive
and
problems. I was
I
like,
talk
maybe
with
it's
him
gut
about
based,
this
and
stuff
maybe
more
there's
than
like
anything,
this
really.
biosis that's
And he's like, man,
throwing
you
my
need to
whole
work
body
in, work.
off.
I'm
So,
like, nah, you
and
don't
one of the
understand.
most
We're
researched
doing
things, and
all of
he was
Ren's
healing things like
content. We're gonna
Crohn's
do
disease.
all
He
of
was
the big
healing a lot
push
of autoimmune
content.
conditions. Even MS was being slowed down
Eventually,
by having these fecal treatments.
Austin,
So,
when you watch
you
this,
know,
if you
my music
watch
wasn't
this,
known
if
at
you're
the
not
time. I
already in
spent 6
here,
months raising
get your ass a
£6,000,
PC so
which
you
was
can be
the
my fucking
price of
editor,
it. You know,
and we can take this shit to
come from a
fucking
poor family,
the
so they
stars
couldn't help me.
together,
So
bro.
I had to do it myself. Really, I started doing these health blogs and reaching out to the chronic
Also,
ill community. And
if
eventually,
when
I
Toby
raised
gets in
money.
here, I'm gonna make
There
Toby
was
a
so
mod
much
one of these days.
hope. This is just before the psychosis. There was so much hope for that 6 months. At the time, I was so ill and so.
Oh, we're gonna be
overweight, I
here for
couldn't
every
get out
step of the
bed.
ride.
So that whole 6 months, I was in bed. Maybe I'd get up and have a shower every few days, but even that was
Like
pretty
Ren is
excruciating.
slowly creeping his way up my
This is
list.
before I now have Lyme disease. Yeah, so I raise the money. I go to stay in this clinic, and we do 10 days of the fecal transplant thing, and then my body had an autoimmune reaction to it, and it made my symptoms like about 5 times worse. And
Yeah, that's just dangerous.
for
I don't know why they suggested that he do a fecal transplant. Like, I get that, like, you need good gut biome and the good bacteria in your gut, but like that shit's so tricky, especially with fecal matter. Like, did they not watch the South Park episode? Like, it doesn't always work out good. Like, they can make that with what he had already, and them like, yo, let's put someone else's poop in you. Like, that shit could have went south so bad.
I think for the level of hope.
2 albums?
I
Oh
had,
fuck, we in for it then.
It was like one of the most crushing things ever, and then it was a few weeks after that it was the start of the Seven Sins song. I was literally lying on the kitchen floor, like with my hands, sort of like with my nails digging into the floor because it was in so much pain and so much. I don't know, I was just so bitter about the fact that you have your sights set on this thing, you do this thing, and then it not only does it not work, but it makes you worse. And yeah, I just remember this thing, and then my mum came down. She came down the stairs and saw me in this state, and then I just felt myself. It was really strange. I kind of felt myself fall through this tunnel. It was almost like quite a spiritual experience, and all of a sudden, it just like all that pain and everything. It just there was.
We're gonna get a bunch of shit.
So
So that means we got to
I still
catch
can't
up.
really
That means we're gonna
understand what
start
happened.
pumping them out.
It was like all my pain stopped, all the weird feelings stopped, and I just felt this weird sense of euphoria. When I came to, I remember looking around, and I developed this tick, which was like a click in my hands, and I kept doing it, but I was speaking really eloquently to my mum, and almost like really witty and funny, and she was kind of like nervously laughing at all the things I was saying. Can't really quite remember what I was saying, but I was in this kind of like
I do
manic
like
euphoric
singing,
state.
not singing, but singing.
And then like loads of I started having loads of strange behaviors. Like I went down into the living room and I couldn't stand the fact that everything wasn't parallel, so I'd move everything parallel, and then it kind of culminated in me. Well, that was the first. There was a few days of euphoria, and then it turned into just like this intense feeling of dread that I couldn't explain. And I'd wake up at like 3 a.m. sometimes, like screaming as loud as I could, like literally scream. My mum would run in, it'd be like these night terror things, and then my communication went the opposite way, and I couldn't really communicate what was happening.
I feel this in a certain way, like not because of what he's talking about, but like waking up in the middle of the night, like my back and shit. Like most of the time when I sleep in the bed, like my back would get so locked up and just be so bad hurting. I go to move and then like I just start fucking crying, and my wife's got to help me up out the bed. It's fucking insane. I understand the pain. Trust me. Oh yeah, his voice is fucking hella amazing.
I'd get stuck on words for maybe 2 minutes. It'd be like
like I said, he's got there's a few people with voices that I really fuck with, and like I don't know if you know who Will Ramos or Lorna Shore is, Defiance, but like Will Ramos, go check out some of his vocal covers. Like that guy's a vocal god, and Ren is probably like a few notches below him, just with the talent level and the singing and the different cadences that he can hit in the different pockets of flow. Like I'm right there with you.
Just again and again and again. And then I started becoming quite delusional and thinking that the only explanation for my health struggles could be demonic or some sort of experiment. It was like the only thing that my mind at the time, a rational mind, made sense. And
I have a couple on the channel.
There was a time
they're in a playlist called Will Ramos, but they're pretty fucking good.
Reality.
Like now, I will warn you, Defiance, that they're death metal, and a few of them may be like demonic screaming, but it is the vocal talent that we're
was
concerned
to
with.
do the thing that was least expected of me. And this one time, while I was in the car with my mum, I jumped out the car on a road. I ran into the road and I took off all my clothes, and I just lay in the middle of the road and caused a traffic jam while I was like laughing hysterically at the sky, because I thought this is the last thing they expect, and if I do this, then all of this is going to stop. And then the police came up, and luckily my mum talked me out of getting sectioned. And yeah, that was about 3 months where I was just in this really intense psychosis.
Fire.
That was really fueled by this one treatment that like really, I mean, because it's such intense pain.
Yeah.
That you don't even know how to compute it.
Yeah.
Like you're still alive, but you're feeling like it's like your body's breaking down, but like you mentioned that there's a song about that moment when you're on the kitchen floor.
Yeah.
What role does that song play in this whole process? Does it allow you to find peace? Does it rationalize and help you understand?
Same here.
What does that song mean?
I think because right at the start it has this like
except for like the modern country music, I don't really listen to that shit. But like old country music, I will listen to like Alan Jackson and
it wasn't. I don't even know
a few others. Travis Tritt, like some of that older country I'll listen to.
Rawest form without sugar.
And then I fucking rap, hip hop, rock, alternative rock, grunge. I've even been doing the death metal, Full Metal Fridays. That's just been great. I love classical music like Beethoven and Bach and Mozart. And I listen to it all really.
You know,
but mainly predominantly rock and rap.
Important for me. I think there's an element of PTSD throughout the years,
but I'm always down to try new shit.
Like when you're, sorry, when you're lying in bed for that long, it does feel like you're being tortured, and your captor is you don't know when it's going to stop, if ever. And then life seems a bit pointless, because you see, you know, all the people that I grew up with doing their thing, getting married, getting jobs, doing the thing, and I didn't really have a 20s, so it was yeah, it's quite.
Oh yeah, that was a fucking emo.
But it feels, despite
emo, outsider, outcast, stoner. As a jock,
it's really important for me.
I was clicked up with everybody basically. But
probably
you know,
very small percentage
basically a fucking
of people who have managed
emo gamer, fucking stoner,
and
stay to himself.
Don't ever climb out of that place, so it's really important for me to tell their story.
Also, like I'm a '90s baby. Like I was born in '90s, so it's just like my teenage years was in the 2000s. So my shit's like really 2000s influenced.
Yeah,
Lil Wayne, Eminem, all the early good 2000s shit. 2000s was such a great decade for music.
They don't
late 90s, early 2000s.
That's it. And especially when you have like a part in yourself. And I'm really sorry about your friend, by the way.
Early 90s grunge rock was fucking on point too.
Part inside of yourself that's just craves life so much, like, and just wants that, because you know what I mean. Because we all want, and we all deserve it. And it can feel very confusing and very. I touch on a lot of spiritual things on this album, and it can be very spiritually confusing. Being like, what is the purpose of this? And it's coming full circle to the first question, and then attributing a purpose to it. And then I think about that, and I'm like, okay, I have a trib, so it's giving it meaning, but where's the meaning for the people who don't? You know what I mean? Like,
it's the 70s, baby. Grew up in the 80s.
Where
okay.
For the people who just suffer and die with this, like, where's the rationale in a spiritual sense? Like, what justification is there for that? Or is it just meaningless?
Going through shit like this will shake anyone's religion.
Sort of like Nietzsche view of everything, that it's just these things just happen. It's just part of the whole cycle of life, and yeah, it's something that makes me have a bit of a tug of war with my own spirituality of what I believe and what I think. And
it definitely will. Like
something that
going through what he went through, like you're gonna sit there and question religion. You're gonna question God, your God. You're gonna question, you know, why the fuck are you doing this to me? Like, what the fuck did I do to you? Like, this is a very shaky time for religion when you go through some shit like this. Now, like I said, I'm not with the religions, but you know, I went through my own little fucking awakening shit with this, and it was fucking, I'm not with the religions no more, because I'm looking at it now, like, if I'm wrong in the end, like when my ticket gets punched, words, bro, they'll be hard sometimes. When I fucking pass away, okay, when I get unalived or whatever you want to fucking phrase it, and I'm wrong, and there was a heaven and hell, cool. I'll take whatever repercussions come from my actions. But if I'm not wrong, then that's a whole nother conversation.
Right, still haven't landed where or what or why. Probably eternally. But
there's another good series by another artist. I don't know if you know him, Defiance, but Hobson. He's an American artist. Yeah, he's an American artist, Hobson. He's got an Ill Mind of Hobson series, and in one of the series he has a breakdown, and the whole song is about him and God talking, and like that shit was very powerful too.
Yeah, it's. I hope to, in whatever way, in the path of my career, carve out.
Like, what I believe in is people. I believe in you, and I believe in me, and I believe in him and her, and them and they, and whatever the fuck they want to do. But at the end of the day, I believe in people. So I believe it's on me to get my ass up off the couch and do something with my life. It's on me to stop drinking all these fucking sodas and start drinking water. It's on me to save me. You know what I'm saying? And then I believe in you. I believe that you can do whatever it is that you need to do. If you want to change your situation, I believe that you can change your situation. I believe in you probably more than you believe in you, because that's just what I believe in, is I believe in people. Now, if your situation sucks, you got to change it. My thing with it is, and this may, it's probably just Defiance in here now, but whoever comes across this VOD later, like, don't get it misconstrued, but the way I've always had it was, when I closed my eyes to say a prayer, it was just me talking in my head, okay, and then nothing ever changed. Now, I had to get up and make the change. Now, you can say that was divine intervention if you want, but in my mind, that was me getting my ass up and doing it.
Out of space.
But now there's things that can be taken from religions and applied into the daily life to make you a better person. But most people use religion as a crutch so they can do bad shit and then go to church on Sunday. Forgive me. That's not how that works.
Hopefully eases some of that suffering for people, just because I know how insidious it can be.
And it's coming through in these records. But one of the songs of yours that it's not on this body of work, but High Ren.
Yeah.
It is so brutally honest, and it's a conversation amongst yourself.
Oh yeah, that Ill Mind of Hobson 7, where he's in the desert walking. Yeah, that shit. That's a very good track.
Mentally at that time,
that shit will make you think.
That record from a space where, like, what you hear is where you were. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think with that song, because.
See, yeah, that's facts. That's just what it is. Now, like, I do depend on my father, but it's what it is from time to time, and he's always there to support me. And when my son comes to me and needs support, then I'll forever support him the way my father supported me. That's just how that'll work. But as far as everything else goes, it's gonna be on him to change his life, and it'll be on him if he makes shit with his life. You know what I'm saying? But I would be there helping him every step of the way, just like my father did me. But what was it I was just finna touch on? He said something.
It is so brutally honest, and it's a conversation amongst yourself. And I mean, are you crafting that record thinking back to where you were?
Oh yeah, that's what it was. See, now he has these where he's having this crisis with his faith and going through all these things, and it's making the question. And then you have people like Hobson who do their things, and they have a fucking they're having a back and forth with God. And then you got rappers like NF who, that's their niche, and that's what they that's their pocket that they ride in, and it's cool. I thought, like I said, I don't know. I'll never knock anyone for being religious because just because it's not my cup of tea. Who am I to spill your cup of tea? You know what I'm saying? Like, be religious if that's your thing. That's fine. I'm just not gonna be religious with you.
Mentally at that time, or are you crafting that record from a space where, like, what you hear is where you were? Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think with that song, because I mean, it's impossible for my house stuff not to.
Yeah, and that's where that's if anything, that's where it's gotten these days. Is all religion, like if you, especially in America, is so prevalent. Like it may not be that way in Sweden, but over here, like we have these mega churches with these pastors. Like, first off, you don't need 120,000 acre fucking church that costs $3.8 million, and you're riding around in private jets and fucking Lamborghinis and shit. You're a preacher, bro. Like, no, you got the shit twisted. Like in today's age, that's all it is religion for profit, and that's fucked up as it is. Even the Vatican is like that, you know. Look how much wealth the Vatican has up under the Vatican, like, and that just puts it in perspective. And historically, there's been more wars fought for religion. There's been more people killed for religion than any other cause throughout history. And at some point, it's like, bro, there's 152 different religions, okay? And every single one of them tells the next religion that they're wrong and that my God is the right God. So it's just like, bro, there's just, no, I'm not buying into it. I can't do it no more. But now if I'm wrong in the end, then I'll go wherever need be, but it's not likely that I'm going to be wrong.
Into stuff just it's been so much a big part of my periphery, but that song was really, I mean, the core of it was really just the human plight, not the plight of the chronically ill.
I feel like if there was one, I know we're getting away from the interview. I feel like if there was one religion that maybe had it close to what it could be, would be reincarnation. Because what we know is that energy can never die. Energy can only transfer. And what we essentially are is energy. We're essentially the universe experiencing itself as a person. Okay, you're made up of everything that the universe is made up of. You're basically a walking planet, and when you die, who's to say that your energy is not transferred into the conscious of a different version of yourself on a different plane? You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't say that's not true as much as you can't say religion's not true. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I feel like if anyone kind of gets it right, it's going to be reincarnation.
The ego and the self-doubt and the overconfidence.
But even at this point, it's like, bro, really like, you can't really be reincarnated when there's 8.9 billion fucking people. And arguably speaking, there's been more people unalive than alive. So
yeah,
reincarnation seems like a stretch then too.
So well, because it was on a human level just relatable to a lot of people.
Totally.
Because you don't have to have gone through a big life full of trauma to be able to have a voice inside that's like, you can't do that. Especially in today's age, man, like with like the barrage of like we're put under a microscope, and social media has made us all performers.
I wonder how I can share this shit,
because we're all just showing little snippets of our lives, which I think is a new thing for the human brain to process and get to terms with. Of like, being so observed makes you very self-aware, and within that realm of self-awareness becomes a lot of self-criticism, right? So and I think that's why, and also as well, I mean, it's a 9-minute song, which is a
god damn 9 minutes.
Antithesis.
I'd be on that thing for an hour.
Juxtaposition to what is successful these days, which is short, fast food content. You know, yeah.
Well, because you're telling a real story, and honestly, it's so, the details are so vivid, and the way you produce it, I can see you talking to yourself in a mirror. You see the duality, like the two sides of you.
Yeah, yeah.
Super wild.
Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you.
Exquisite song.
Yeah.
Really fucking exquisite.
Appreciate that.
Is that a stream of consciousness, or how does that work?
I had the concept for years, actually. I hadn't done anything with it. I knew I wanted to do it, and I actually had a whole 4-minute long song, which I scrapped all of the lyrics for, which was a similar sort of concept. But then I came back to it years later because I'd gotten better at guitar, I'd gotten better at lyric writing, and I was like, oh, I want to bring this concept to life. I think it would be a really cool video. I never really expect it to go the way it did. And in the end as well, the end was a lot bleaker at the start. It ended up with me offing myself after the negative voice gets too much. And I remember showing my friend, and they were like, "Ren, why are your songs always so bloody depressing?" And I was like, "That's a good point." And so I went away and thought about it, sat with it for a while, and then I wrote that last verse, which ended up
I
being
don't
my
know if
favorite
you've
verse of the
seen
song,
about
which
Ricky
is a lot more hopeful
Gervais.
and
Had
brings
a
a lot more,
conversation with someone of
which
deep
was
faith,
actually
and Ricky is
more
an
true to my
atheist.
story at the time as well.
He
So
made the argument that there are
it was,
3,000 gods.
yeah, I'm really glad that they pulled me up on it in that
You
way.
believe
actually,
in one
because
and don't believe. Yeah,
I
see, that's the
think
argument.
my
Like,
favorite
how can
thing
you believe in
is
one
the
but
kind of
dismiss all the other ones that are out there?
acceptance of the dark and the light,
Like
rather than one
when
winning
all
over the other, 'cause it's
religions
not even really the light
diverge
winning
from
over
the
the
same
dark or the
origin
hope,
story.
it's just more that those two
And
things exist
if I
in
put 100
parallel
people
duality.
in a
And they
room,
could exist. And
right,
they should exist on any given day.
and I told them
That's the thing.
to
I
sit in
think
a
this,
circle, and I told
we're
one
obsessed with the
person
narrative of
a
good versus
sentence,
evil in Hollywood,
and told him to tell it to the next
stories and
person.
everything, and it's always like
By the time it
the
got back
battle of
around
good
to the
versus evil, and in a
100th
horror
person,
film or in a
it's not going to be what
superhero
the first
film, one
person
always
said,
wins,
and
but I
that's
don't really think
facts.
that's the truth. I
And that's
think
how
that-
stories over
think that it's
time and over
more akin to the
generations
yin-yang
get
symbol,
misconstrued and
where
then completely
both exist
falsified.
inside each other, and there'll always be a place for both and a need for both.
What a beautiful thing to accept.
Yeah, and I think that acceptance makes, because I think we're such harsh critics of ourselves. You know what I mean? We're so quick to point fingers at people without accepting our own hypocrisy within that. But I do feel
Not
like
me,
it becomes
sir.
less of a struggle when you don't see as things as this is good. This
Not me. I'm very conscious in my morality. I'm very conscious in decisions I'm about to make. Like, I try to sit and see everything from all sides and vantage points. I always try to turn the tables around and see what it would be like. That's cool, dude. I appreciate you coming by and chatting up. Shit, you've been in here for a hot minute. I appreciate that. Like I said earlier, when Mom was in here, if that's the name, but we're definitely gonna do some more of this soon and a lot. So have a good day at work, bruh. Make some money, get some goals done, set some new goals, and work toward them. And if you can do anything, make someone's day for them. Never know what someone's going through.
is bad, this is black, this is white. Because I think when things are like that, it becomes a little bit more jarring to navigate life.
What does it feel like when you find out that you didn't have this ME, but you ended up having Lyme disease?
It was a really weird one, because when I first, because so what happened? So I was in the psychosis, right? And there's part of me that's still lucid, and I'm researching online. Because I was always researching online. Before that, I was taking countless different supplements and trying different things that weren't working. But I was like, I found this condition. This subsect of kids with autism had this condition called PANDAS, PANDAS, which is caused by the Streptococcus bacteria that gets inside your brain and causes all these psychotic-like symptoms. And I was like, oh, I wonder if that's with me. So I convinced my mum to take me to a gastroenterologist, and I faked a stomach bug because I knew that I'd get penicillin because that was active against Streptococcus. I faked this stomach bug. I go to the doctor, and gives me, of course, and I tell him, oh, I've taken penicillin before. I cleared it right up. Gives me a course of penicillin. I get home, never taken it before. Take it for 2 weeks, and then my psychosis goes away, and my symptoms like diminish by about 50%. And I'm like, what the hell? And then they creep back up after it, and I'm like, and I've taken so many pills at this point that I know it's not placebo. So because I'm no stranger to the placebo effect, and so I go, this is infectious. This isn't my brain. This isn't like a miswire. There's an infectious element to this because I took an antibiotic and my symptoms got better. So I saved up and I go and see a infectious disease specialist in Brussels. About 6 months later, and I tell him all my symptoms before he even does any blood tests. He was like, "We're going to do some blood tests, but I'm telling you right now, you've got Lyme disease." It was like, wait until it comes back, but I'm almost certain. tests come back positive for Lyme disease, and all the biomarkers of it as well. There's certain things in your blood like the CD57 and different inflammation blood counts, and it was this strange thing because I was so relieved that all the years that I went and sat in a doctor's office and say, no, there is something wrong with me. And they're like, Ren, we've done so many blood tests and there's nothing wrong with you. It's psychosomatic. It's all in your head. And it was like such an affirming like thing, but it also made me feel really angry as well because I was like, why didn't somebody take the time to do what this guy did right at the start? Why did I have to do all this? So I felt a lot of anger for the medical industry, but I also felt so much relief because I finally had an answer. And then
I notice a difference when I take Alpha Brain. I am
Do you, Joe?
on another plane. I'm working at higher RPMs. It just makes my brain work better.
Is that
Anytime
true?
I have to use my memory. Anytime cognitive function is important, which is most of the things that I do. I
don't think so, Joe.
To find out that it's not as clear cut as you've got Lyme disease, take these antibiotics and you're better, because it had been in my body for 8 years. So I treated the Lyme disease, I take the antibiotics, and I'm just left with like all this autoimmunity and all this like stuff, residual stuff from having an untreated condition for so many years. So like it was a real mixed bag because I had a path to wellness now. That was the great thing, and it gave me a lot more determination. But I also, there was a lot of like resentment there for the years of like medical neglect and the times that people with 100% confidence looked at me and were like, Ren, there's nothing wrong with you. So one doctor was like,
What's up, Rev? What are you doing in here? You off work yet, bitch?
Terrible.
Yeah.
Wild to wrap, like try to even just wrap your mind around.
Yeah, it was surreal. But the good thing was, and then I started blogging about it. I kind of got a second wind after that diagnosis because I was like, I am going to get better. There's nothing that's going to stop me. Nothing's going to get in my way. I start blogging, and a stem cell doctor finds the blog. This is something very outside of my financial capacity at the time.
Don't be mad because you ain't got the Hokage band.
Because his son was a musician. Funnily enough, it was hit right here in LA.
Just got home.
To yourself to LA, I'll give you.
That shit's gay. I mean, that shit's lame. Hey, look, I love everybody. That was a joke.
Bag my mum for money.
Calm down.
Gives me flights. I stay with a family.
He said eating real quick.
Through the same treatment. Funny enough, a set designer for the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air somehow.
How you eating real quick and turn the Xbox on at the same time though?
By the way, like Lyme disease, there's a big community of people who go through it, and
damn, my hair won't come up out of it.
It's a common thing here in America.
I know. Yeah,
You
a lot
do
more
a bunch
common
of
in the UK. Yeah.
Well, and by the way, like if you look back at the traces, I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah, yeah. It took a hot minute, man. Like when the shit first started, when I first started up, you could go up through the chat. That shit was echoing. Couldn't figure it out.
Things that would make its way to people, and
got 2 microphones and couldn't figure the shit out.
But if you caught it quick
Banned.
enough with the right dose of antibiotics,
Shit.
you'd
They
actually be able
better
to
ban
get
Asman.
because the longer it's inside of you, the worse it becomes.
That's exactly it. If you take a course of 3
Look
weeks
at
of
that.
doxycycline within the first, I think you've got about
You
a
have
month
found the
window.
first Hokage of the hidden village of reactors.
Yeah, and again, like other famous cases of this is like Avril Lavigne.
Yep. Yeah.
You make fast people look not fast.
Bieber. You've got what's her name? Oh, it's not coming to me now. But yeah, there have been a few cases where celebrities have come out and spoke out about it, and there's still so much misunderstanding about it. Whether it's like because there's in the medical industry, there's still an argument whether is this just post Lyme disease and an autoimmune thing, or is this a chronic infection, whether it's persisting but evading tests that antibody tests. Because of the way that it operates in your body.
Got that whole Itachi look going on. You know what I'm saying? If Itachi had a fucking dope ass,
leaves the patient.
You know what I'm saying? I forget what this is called.
Side of the fence I sit, but it leaves the patient in the middle without answers.
And I know it's a fucking mustache. Don't give me no flack.
Thing is, the scientific community that there's a couple
that's
of
basically
people,
Itachi.
and then you have the patient, and the patient is.
You feel me?
left
Got the
with no
Itachi
clear answers,
vibes.
which is why I think there's a desperate.
If Itachi had like some dope
for
hand
more
tattoos.
resources to be put into what's actually going on, because yeah, it's tough.
The other thing too is like stem cells. A big discussion about stem cells.
Bro, all I gotta say is that these doctors put Ren through the fucking ringer.
In LA, they use them for almost
Yeah,
everything.
the headband fire, bro. I jacked this right off of Naruto's dead corpse.
Shoulder hurts. Like let me put like
Or unalived body.
But it it is game changing because of the way what it is. I mean, you're
How's homeboy
essentially
do that shit?
injecting new cells to replace the unhealthy
look
cells.
half special.
Right, and you know, I was advised against with normal doctors. They were like, nah, just don't go there. You know, it's not researched enough. We're not, and I took a gamble on it because I had nothing to lose really at the time. I didn't think I was going to live to see 30, so I was like, well, you know, there's this real big opportunity. It felt right. It was one of those things that felt right, and yeah, I went and did the stem cell transplant. And
Well, I'm not finna
6
smile.
months later,
This is what you're getting. Depressed
I just got
Itachi.
a lot better. I was able to go out singing, playing on the streets, go to the gym, hang out with friends. And it was incredible. But
is that scary to do that all again?
It was very bizarre. I just want to do a disclaimer as well and say that some people that did the transplant got worse because, you know, I always feel when people are like, do you recommend doing this? I'm always a little bit hesitant because I took a gamble and some people took that gamble and it didn't work out for them. So I think it's important for me to say that. But for me, luckily, it worked out. And
These doctors really put Ren through some shit, bro. That's some bullshit.
It was. There was a little. I remember there was a little bit of performance anxiety the first few times I went out again because I was like, well, I'm learning how to swim again. Yeah, it was bizarre, but I think I was just so relieved that I just took to it very quickly, and it was very quickly. I think it was only 6 months after my.
We just real life chilling over here, watching some Ren interviews. I see the 2 more viewers joined in. What's up, guys? Gals?
This song "Blind Eyed" I did with my friend Sam. We went out on the street. We did this video.
I don't know what this emoji is, but we're finna send it.
Just started videos everywhere from these busking sessions. Just started going viral all over the internet, and it was like, oh. Damn, like, because at the time I would kind of like surrender the fact was like, oh, I'm 26 now, and you know I had this opportunity when I was 19. You know, I just want to do music for me really, and I didn't really know if there was another chance, and all these videos start popping off, and yeah, it was really incredible actually for me. Yeah,
at 27 you think you're gonna die, but the reality is at 27 you get a whole restart to your career in life.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and which is it's kind of ironic, innit? Because 27 Club, it's like the age where most of these amazing musicians died. Some of the most iconic musicians died at 27, and 27 felt almost like a rebirth for me. So there was a nice flip on that.
Really special.
Yeah.
27. There's 2 artists. There's 2 artists I know that did some prominent shit when they was 27. Well, a few artists actually, but MGK had the 27 song. Austin knows what I'm talking about. That shit's fire, and it was really a culmination of, you know, everything that had happened up to this point in time. So for him to pop off and do that at 27, you know, that's it's nice.
It's not my entire story. It's definitely a photograph of moments. Yeah.
Moments that range from when to when.
Yeah, from that whole period, I think, you know, because you've got Sick Boy, the actual song itself.
We did that. That was the first one we did.
Frustration.
But turns out it's one of the last ones we should have done. But it's where we started because we didn't know at the time. You know, we just chose a song, and then we've been on this long rabbit hole of Ren. And it's just been dope, like, honestly. Like, this dude's hella talented.
With certain interactions with different doctors and stuff.
Masochist?
Masochist is about rebirth for me. It's about samsara. It's that Buddhist cycle of destroying and.
The 27 Club coffee shop. I forgot about that.
And everything gets born. It's this constant cycle of
destruction. I don't even drink coffee, but I'd go there just to fucking hang out.
And we're like, this isn't
treat it like fucking
talking about killing everything, you know, because there's a lot of bold lines.
Treat it like a Starbucks.
That, you know, they're all metaphors for cutting off various ties, and it wasn't about being shocking to be shocking. For me, that song symbolized rebirth, but in a way that is quite self-destructive by shutting yourself off from everything, which is a tendency that I had to do with my illness, because I think the thought of attachment becomes very scary when you're ill and you realize you can just lose everything. I was attached to the idea that I would be a star at 19, and you know that all blew up in my face, and so it's just about severing ties from anything that could cause pain.
And that's any hope and dream, because it's the obstacles are too crazy.
That shit happened to Jack Harlow too. Like, he got, you know, offered a contract deal when he was like 13 or some shit, and like, the shit blew up in his. Like, I can imagine as a young man at 19 or a teenager when you're offered something like that and it blows up in your face. I'm pretty sure that would fucking seriously detrimental to your mental health.
Come quite masochistic because, but or in that. And gaining almost
Bro,
like a
I'm not
satisfaction
joining up. You
from
see that I'm on
being the
live.
person in control of severing all those ties. I think that's one of the things.
Yeah, because it's you before it's your illness. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that became a bit of an unhealthy theme in my life. Was like leaning on destructive things.
Play some Suicide Squad after this vid.
To choose them
This shit's
my
like.
body choosing them because my body was being.
We also got like 40
in my
minutes.
Experience of life. So if I go out one night and smoke 100 cigarettes in an evening, I've chosen to destruct. I am the person in control of that destruction.
But the other destruction is not your choice.
Exactly, and there was something quite empowering about being the person that chooses when I destruct. So I had quite a few unhealthy, some that I still carry, unhealthy coping mechanism just because of that power, this feeling of empowerment that I'm in control of this destruction.
I'm gonna be honest. Like having this conversation allows me to see my relationship with my best friend, who I lived with.
Yeah, it really is, and he had it for a long time before the doctors was like, "Yo, you got Lyme disease." They yanked him back and forth. It was like, "No, this is you got bipolar, and no, this is what's wrong with you." And then, like, it wasn't until he got some antibiotics and the shit kind of like subsided a little bit that he realized, that, "Yo, look, they don't know what they're talking about. There's something else wrong with me."
And it's not just hard for you, but it's also
So they put him through like they put him through a gang of fucking tests to find out a bunch of shit that he didn't have, and then made it a lot worse. And then it went to the end of all that they was like, "Oh yeah, you got Lyme disease." Like, that's fucked up.
100%, because then in the long run, ultimately it feeds into the illness being even worse in some ways. If
you become your illness too.
Yeah. So it's definitely one that I'm trying to find a lot more zen and a lot more balance with. I haven't quite mastered the art of that yet, but I'm aware of it, and I think that's the first step.
Totally.
Yeah.
A song like "The Hunger," you wrote that in 2015, but why did it fit now?
I think at the time I wrote it in my bedroom when I was just kind of like too ill to get out and about, and it was just a bit like a fun hip hop track for me. But
how many songs were you able to write from bed?
There's probably about 1,000 songs on my hard drives, in various different stages of complete. Because that's all I could really.
Imagine being a doctor in 2024 and misdiagnosing some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, how? Like, you have everything at the tip of your fingers that they didn't have 20 years ago, and you're still misdiagnosing shit, bro. Like, get fired.
There's a period of time where I was unable to do anything at all, really. But most of the time, I was too tired to really leave my room. But what I would do is just sit there with my laptop on. There's a video of called Patience on YouTube, where it's got a shot where my friend Aisha came over to my house. But that was a period where I would barely leave my house. But I think the thing when I was functional enough to be able to, which the hours that I was able to, that's all I did. I just write, just produce beats and just write. So there's a huge catacomb full of music on my hard drives, which maybe I'll revisit one day, maybe not.
Have you even attempted to revisit it from a healthy?
Yeah.
state?
So I released demos 1 and 2, which was a bit of an accumulation of a lot of those songs. I just kind of went through a lot of them and go, oh, I like that one, I'll bring that one to life. Oh, I like that one, I'll bring that one to life. I'm sure I'll probably do that at some point with more demos projects. The difficulty.
Like, I definitely shouldn't. You definitely shouldn't be misdiagnosing people with all the technology available.
Improved and a different perspective, so you might not completely relate to them. So even though someone else might really like them, it's quite a difficult process to put them out if it's not in a place that you are.
I understand that.
Yeah.
I was told earlier that he's supposed to drop like 2 albums this year. That shit's gonna be fire. Let me run back up and see what he said. Yeah, 2 albums this year. One more demo with old songs off the hard drive, which I think he was just talking about that, and then an album with new songs. So we picked a good time to fall down the Ren rabbit hole, that's for sure.
So, like, even with Sick Boy, are there any songs that you made for this album that at the time of making it meant one thing, but today means something else to you?
Oh, that's an interesting question. Well, I think Suicide was an obvious example because that it was never meant to have the end on it. So it
Like I'm like 97% sure he's not signed. Will the other two viewers in the chat let me know? Because I'm pretty sure he's not signed, right? I'm pretty sure he's independent.
and after I added the end on, which I did when I was in Calgary, because before I'd written it about 3 years before when I was in lockdown, and
that's a tribute.
And it wasn't a tribute initially, but the end gives the start a whole new.
Gonna
meaning,
make me Google it? Okay, cool.
Then you
Hey
have it from
Google,
2 different
not
perspectives.
fucking
You have it
hell,
from
bro.
the perspective of the sufferer.
Hey
and the
Siri,
perspective
I'm
of
so
the person
sorry.
who's actually gone along with it. And
Is
carried it
Ren
out.
signed to a major label?
That one definitely transformed. Yeah.
Is
whole
that
new meaning.
is that a strategy for you creatively, that you write songs from 2 different perspectives that you
so she's
capture
gonna
in
be
one story?
I wouldn't
slow
say
too.
strategy is the right word. No, it just what happened. I
Hey
think
Siri,
it just happened to be.
is the artist
For me,
Ren
like,
signed to
songwriting's
a
quite
major
spiritual
label?
thing, and it almost kind of feels like channeling at some point. It's just something that's already there. Which
I
is
swear, what
why
use are you, Siri?
I think I sometimes find it quite difficult to take compliments for it, because it doesn't really feel
I'm
like
pretty
mine
sure he's
once it's
not
done.
signed.
So it was yeah. I don't think I ever go into songs strategically.
So how do you know you've entered a state where you can receive? And by the way, like, that is a common thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, Chris Martin believes that all of his
Oh.
best songs were given to him by the universe.
Apparently he's
and,
signed
you know,
with
he told the
Sony
story in
Records. But that was a while ago. That was in 2010, so I don't think that's accurate. Yeah, see, okay. Let's see here. Currently. Yeah, no, he's not signed. Okay, cool. Yeah, no, he's independent. What if it's easier to drop albums independent or under a label? Probably be more it'd probably be easier to drop them independently than with a label, because like with a label you've got to meet certain requirements that the label wants. They want certain songs, they want a certain vibe, they want certain feels. I'm sure it's easier to have full control as an independent artist over, you know, being signed to a label. Plus you get to pocket all the profits that you make from the album, and then you ain't got to worry about the record company having their hands in your checks.
It's like, that is super common. Like, you enter this thing that you can't even fully explain.
Yeah. So it's kind of because sometimes it's like all the words and the rhymes and everything are there. It's strange.
Yeah.
It feels like with lots of things in
Because
life.
that's how fucking Hobson is and shit. Like Hobson, they just drop whenever they want.
Music, it's like
Tom McDonald, they drop when they
which is
want.
why it sometimes doesn't feel like mine. It's
and
like
then
I'm not
it's
actually doing
I
it.
believe it's a lot easier. Like you don't got to go through all the hoops that a signed artist has to.
Maybe like you could argue for the both. It could just be like a subconscious perceptual.
And then a lot of time with the signed artist, you can make a whole album, right? And then the record company will shelf that album if they don't feel like it needs to be on the market right now. Even if you think it's supposed to be on the market, they won't put it out. You know what I'm saying? So at least if you're independent and you be like, yo, I'm putting this out, you can put that out whenever you want. Because if you do 22 tracks and that record company is like, yo, this is not what we're looking for, we're gonna put you on the shelf for a little bit, that album may never come out. Like, you could probably run through your whole contract with the record company. That album never gets released. You would then have to go and buy your masters and all of everything that the record company owns afterwards, just so you could put that album out.
Thing where you've written so many lyrics that it just your brain is working behind the surface, or maybe it could be some more esoteric type thing. I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure.
Was Hop signed?
No, or do you just let it?
Oh yeah, that's right. He was on Eazy-E's old record label. I don't think he is anymore, unless he's with Tech Nine.
Just kind of like I don't really need to understand.
Hey Siri,
why I'm here?
Is Hobson signed to a label?
My favorite thing that I've keep
referring to Ruthless Records.
The end of one of those Bill Hicks shows before he.
No, that's the old one. Okay, never mind.
Where it was just like
Siri's out of date.
Just a ride, man. Just, you know, it's terrible things may happen, but the purpose and the point, I think, is to enjoy the ride and try and make it as an enjoyable ride for everybody else who's sitting next to you as well.
Why was Logan?
There you go. See, that's all it is, man. Look, the main goal for each day should be to be happy and leave the day better than you started it. So if you start the day with a bad view set, whatever, by the time you go back to bed, you need to make sure that you make it a good day. Yeah, Ruthless was easy. Yeah, I don't know. Series out of date, bro.
Was. Just for fun, man. I like the challenge of just doing something.
No living being should ever eat processed food.
One day, when we are big budget ENT and not low budget ENT, we won't have to worry about these.
I'm completely a cappella, and I grew up. It's something I like to revisit. But I used to be obsessed with beatboxing when I was a teenager, and I used to just love it. I think it helped with my flows as well, because you've got like, when you have those rhythmical flows, it's almost like a. You've got that kind of like.
He good at that. Holy shit, that was fire.
And I like the challenge of just doing something completely a cappella, and I grew up. It's something.
Yes, I'm nodding my head, and there's nothing going on because I can still hear what he just did.
I like to revisit something, but I used to be obsessed with beatboxing when I was a teenager, and I used to just love it. I think it helped with my flows as well, because you've got like, when you have those rhythmical flows, it's almost like a. You've got that kind of like.
That shit was clean. That shit was clean, chat.
So you can hear counter melodies because you've got the hi-hats, the snares, the cymbals in the words. So when I'm writing, having that kind of, because rap is a bit like a drum kit. I always see like singing is like a cello. I think the cello is the closest thing to the human voice. The singing is an instrument, and rapping for me is a drum kit. And you can accent certain. So if I'm like a.
We get enough viewers in here. Like I know Austin's in here commenting, but like you other two, don't be scared. If we get enough people in here, we may, do a Ren reaction to something I've not heard while we're in here.
You can do some really interesting things with triplets, counter.
Like we're just watching this interview so I can learn some backstory.
To the floor patterns and yeah, so
we get. Oh, somebody left. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to put the spotlight on you.
Type of sonics and vocal performance.
Come back.
I think that just comes back to the.
Come back.
I usually start with a.
Come back to me.
Either a drum loop or a melodic loop or a guitar pattern, right? And that really kind of infers the feeling. I'll find something that I really like.
Why?
I'm just playing around.
Oh,
on
why?
My keyboard or my guitar.
Did you
I'll find
leave?
something that I really like. And that almost like puts me into this feeling of what the song should be about. And then sometimes I'll just write, stream of consciousness, I'll just write until I find the theme. And
Okay, we're going to put a pause on this. We're going to listen to some music real quick. Okay, let's do Sam. This shit's going to be funny. 3 viewers. Like I know we're in here. I don't know if the other 2 are from the Facebook post I made. We're gonna go back to some Ren in a minute. We're just gonna listen to some music.
Hello again. I'm hella hungry though, dude. Let's finish this shit quick. Alright, I'm gonna start rapping. So I typed a text to 20 girls in my cell, but I forgot they could see it was sent to everyone else. Not too good with technology, you can obviously tell.
It's that boy Sam LaChow. Sam LaChowda.
Happy hour, I'm happy now. I got Jack and Sour, a bag of powder in half an hour. We're back in Ballard.
Like if you fuck with Lil Wayne, this guy's like the white Lil Wayne. Just bar you to death. Excuse me.
Careful, buddy, you pay for pussy, I pay for nothing.
Uh-oh.
I pay for product, you pay the
Yep, this one is number 5. Too good too.
But down for my people, better keep my tab open. Another round of tequila from the ground to the needle, lick a brown green reefer. You prefer to use a needle, I prefer to use a rubber. You prefer to roll a straight and you prefer to use a bumper. I'm a banger, I'm a
Now I put Austin in the chat onto this, so you other 2 are welcome. You probably ain't never heard of Samuel LaChowda. You talk about pocket changes, psh, Sammy got them. Talk about flow changes, psh, Sammy got them. You talk about non-hip hop beats, guess what? Sammy got them. Just listen.
little stoner. I'll find a bum on the corner, I'll give him $30 to get the cheapest shit in the store. The liquor's just for the bitches, and this is all we'll afford. Back when Skyler used to bring the Henny Black to the funk. Back when Rodero's mom made him the bomb sack lunch. Now I'm looking at these kids and all they have is a crew. I can't judge you, I was just like you. But now I hit the
gas pedal.
The last letter of the alphabet, double O-M, zoom fast, or the last place. Haters burst bubbles, earn paper, burn vapor. When will you learn, hater? I'm lying to ladies, tell them I'm busy. And 6'2" on Tinder. Now listen, Jennifer.
I'm 6'3" on Tinder. Not really, my wife would kill me.
Checkers on me, we played chess. I'm feeling old, cause I used to masturbate to VHS. I'm drinking beer, eating pop rocks, clear the cop, Seattle like a Subaru, hippie like a hula hoop, sugar, coated, candy. But you ain't sweet, I'm semi-sour huckleberry.
I just headbutted the microphone.
That's your lickety loss, or give a flickety fuck. But I could be that good guy in your life, but I'm a guy and I might get up and fly in the night. But she kinda cool, and if she got cool joints, I might
talk to her in my Ja Rule voice.
Pussy, I be the pussy, I be the blue black. Back-to-back episodes, orange is a new black. Always assumed you'd be a one-done thing. Is that look crazy how long 1 month seems? And now I'm rhyming about you. We both damaged. You started out as a fan, and I started out as the man, and we started out with some baggage. Take you out.
What am I looking for?
Have a hell of a weekend. Some vodka and an Aquafina bottle and sneak in. I got a lot of girlfriends and shit, but if they hear this, I'll never hear the end of it. But baby, we could have a future, even though we got some history. I'ma fuck you like I hate you. If you lick me like you miss me, you see the fans follow, you see the girls swallow. I did it all without ever rhyming, bottle with model, with college with knowledge, or Bacardi with party. At least I hope not, you won't find those, partner. Teach game to the rappers and backpackers. Show them how to move in the room for the crack addicts. Well, I don't wanna let my manager down and shit. Of course, I want my fan to be proud. I kinda like the way the chips are landing right now. My real fans, they know the real Sam Chow. At this point, my only chance to be better is take off the beer goggles if I get to sleep. Ever easy money, cheap cheddar. I peaked at part 2, or is there any hope that part 3 will be better?
Just so you know, it was better.
Mini bars part 3.
Mini bars. Okay, let's go back to the interview. I was just playing.
In the streets playing.
I'm just playing. Chat. I'm just playing.
Throughout, whenever I could, before my health.
We got to break it up a little
declined. It was just something that I would do. Probably 5-6 days a week. I'd be out there for sometimes like 6-7 hours at a time.
Do you think your success during that phase, which ultimately leads to today, was kind of fueled by this?
Should we do like a Ren song, or should we just keep listening to this interview, chat?
Even
fueled by ADHD?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Don't be scared.
It's just like
don't be scared.
My brain,
I can't bite you from here.
Which is a very common thing. So ADHD, there's a lot of new research.
Oh
it's
shit!
Essentially like a dopamine dependency. So you're constantly seeking these little spikes.
About 2 hours live, bro. This is wild.
Spike of dopamine, you become disinterested, and you find it very difficult to do. And but with music, I could sit there. It was the only thing that felt meditative for me. I could sit there for hours on end, producing, playing, singing, and rehearsing the same lines over and over again. So I think
music
is the same thing.
Bro, you just chilling playing the game with the chat up. I feel that though.
One thing I can sit
all right. But it's got to be Ren because I put up a Ren post. So and it's like it can only be Ren that I've heard at this point.
Immersed in it.
Okay.
What do you learn about people from busking?
So much.
Let's do the big push though, because that's Ren's band. Okay, we got 4 viewers in here now, so I will do something that I've heard. Which is not much. It's not much, chat, but let's everybody loves red suspenders. Everybody loves red suspenders. I know there's an advert. There's an ad. Oh my god. We're poor. Get over it. That's why we're called low budget.
Giving someone a massage and kicking them in the face.
He said that's why I said music.
Who wants a kick in the face?
Austin needs a kick in the face. I know we've reacted. Oh no. Uh-oh. I've not heard this. I was supposed to do a reaction. No. Okay, so look. Hold on. I seen red suspenders and got fucked up. Hold on. We can't do that because I got to make a reaction on that one. I know people don't like this one, but we're gonna do it. This one? No, okay, this is the right one. My bad, chat. My bad. It's so good. He plays the fuck out of this guitar. If you ever wanted to kidnap me, just play the guitar that good. I swear, I'll follow you anywhere.
Yes, it all around in my hometown.
So good.
People try to track me down.
Ow! Fuck.
For a crime that I did not commit. Yes, if for a mother of a deputy.
So good.
Say for a life of a deputy.
Well, Austin,
But I said,
I would make a reaction live with the chat, but this is just gonna turn into a vlog that I could repost later on. So shoot no deputy.
swear it was in self-defense. I said, Sheriff John Brown, that man hated me. For what, I just don't know. Whenever I would try to plan to see, he would say, kill it before it grows.
Fuck, he plays that so good.
But I said, I did not shoot no deputy. I shot the sheriff, but I swear it was in self-defense.
Defense.
Oh, give it up for Remain next season, please, please, please.
Okay, Austin, make sure you watching or listening, because this dude, he plays the fuck out of this guitar too, bro. Play that shit, young man.
In this world of calamity, dirty looks and grudges and jealousy. Media clowns them when I'm beauty they put up but media clowns stand up for nothing but that. Boom. The young trend set to come on. More the damn slow. When I bust a trigger finger like bam bam it go. When I bust a trigger finger, come on, here we go. Person in the here we go.
I mean, hey, look, fuck you, okay? Because that's almost not fair. That guitarist in Lorna Shore is one fucking hell of a player, okay? But you can't take shit away from these, because these guys are fucking killing it too, okay? I see you though.
Keep it moving, and the it burning on the road to Zion. Got to keep
Oh, fucking definitely, bro.
on the road. Got to keep it burning.
If you walking down the street, and you pass something like this and you don't stop and vibe and you just walking, bro, something fucking is wrong in your soul, okay? You need to go get help.
With a little bit of dog, we can make it through the night. With a little bit of dog, we can make it through the night. With a little bit of dog, we can make it through the night. With a tanani, boy. With a little bit of dog, we can make it through the night. With a little bit of dog, we can make it through the night. With a little bit of dog, we can make it through the night. With a tanani, boy, come on now. And even more, let's take it down. Keep it going. Tempo slow, still. Hip, hop, hip, it's still bigger than a hip, hop, hip, still bigger than a hip, hop, hip, still bigger than a hip, hop, hip, now drum bass. One thing about music, when it hits you feel no pain. Rifles take control your brain. I'm no better than that, that's game. I'm me ready for that. Two soldiers ahead of a pop, my party's got the guy. Where my army at,
We just got hit with a copyright notice on the live stream. That's some crazy shit. Alright, so I guess we gotta fucking like kind of pause and talk about shit, you know, as much as people don't like that. You see, this is what happens when you don't do that. So if you just got interrupted or paused or you couldn't see nothing, just know we just got hit with a copyright infringement while we're sitting here streaming. Ain't that crazy? Yeah, I got copyright struck. Ain't that fucking wild? I don't think that affects the channel, does it? Ain't that shit wild though, guys? Like, damn. Can't even be doing shit on stream. Due to copyright match, your stream was interrupted. Streams are interrupted and copyright content is detected. After copyright material is no longer being streamed, streams are automatically re-enabled. Alright, cool. To be honest, I don't know if you can do reactions. I see them do it all the time, bro. Like, I actively subscribe to someone that does this shit online. I don't know. It's just weird. We just pause it like we do a fucking reaction, I guess. Like, who is it? It's Flawed TV. Matter of fact, look at here. Look at here. Where'd they be? Where'd they be? Right here. Flawed TV is live. Royce the 5'9" is overrated. Like, that's all they do is reactions over there on live. Like, what are you talking about? Like, what are they doing that I'm not doing right? Let's find out. Members only content. That makes sense. Okay, so they don't got no copyright infringement clause in their description. This don't make no sense. Okay, that's just, it is what it is. We still small time. That's what it is. That's 5 years ago. Oh, she's finna get hit. Should we click on? Oh, 2 people left, bro. That's crazy. Go back to the fucking interview, because guess what?
It's very interesting. I become fascinated with the psychology of.
We wouldn't get
performance.
fucking copyrighted.
One of the most interesting things I learned is that there are these things called mirror neurons, right? Where
that shit's wild,
if you
bro.
observe a behavior, you become inclined to repeat it because we're like creatures of community, and we. It's why in those talent shows, when you watch somebody like gasping or crying at a moment where someone's singing, you feel that emotion just by seeing that person in the crowd. And it's like, because your brain gets activated to mirror those things. So with busking, what I found was really interesting is if you can hold just one or two people watching you, it instantly creates a space that's safe enough for everybody else to come and watch you. So as long as you like kind of focus your energy on not like, oh no, why am I not getting a crowd? Because that energy almost gets projected out. If you can capture one or two people's attention, all of a sudden that 2 people turn into 10, turn into 50, turn into 100.
Damn, Austin, you see that shit? Look at that. Will talking about Titan.
So I found out
Code Geass, Gas,
makes me sound a little
ending
bit
versus
mental,
Attack
but
on
I love
Titan
that people
ending. Who
watch
did it
while
better?
I'm playing, because I think it feeds into my performance while I'm doing it.
I understand that.
Yeah.
Well, because you have the
I agree
ability
with
to
him on
react
that.
in real time, and you're not necessarily focused on what you need to do next. You're focused on what they want.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And it's really, and it's a positive feedback loop.
What's
right?
up?
Because if you are,
Viewer number 2.
if you
Like we was trying to do
because
some
the good
Ren,
thing about
listen to
busking
some
as well
Ren
is
music,
people
but
are there by choice.
we got
They're
hit with
not-
copyright
they
strike, so we
don't
just
take it,
went
and if
back to
they're
the
not enjoying it,
interview.
They're just like they're chatting away. The people who stop to watch you do it completely out of their own free will. So it's a really affirming thing, and then you get this positive feedback loop, which helps me almost forget myself, which is almost my constant goal as a performer, is get rid of the thinking mind, get rid of the self-aware mind, and just be
It's
doing
cool.
and
It should
just
be back
and
up
then
now.
My favorite moments in life are when I forget,
Oh yeah,
almost forget my physical form and just
that's
become
what Will said too.
whatever song it is, and it kind of comes through me. Some of my favorite artists, I think, had the ability to kind of tap into that flow state, like Jimi Hendrix, like Jeff Buckley, the freedom of performance.
But is that
beautiful.
something you're only tapping into when you're on stage, or is that something you're tapping into when you're recording in the studio?
It's a bit. I literally did a whole online course from it called Flow State. I've done it with my
Yeah,
with
that's
Connor, who's
facts.
here,
I don't know. I
actually.
ain't watched much Attack on Titan.
And I try and apply it whenever I can, because I think those moments where you become thoughtless,
You know me.
even social
This is basically
interaction,
Dragon
going
Ball.
out dancing, going out partying, enjoying like running, whatever. When you become less self-aware, things just flow much nicer, and I think life becomes more enjoyable. So it's constantly like a thing that I'm trying to fall into.
Yo, beautiful human, real quick. I want to tell you my secret to the perfect date night for me and my boyfriend. You can steal it. I will let you steal it. Dan, I'll also let you steal it so you can do it with your girlfriend.
Oh, thank
You know what the perfect date night is? Is when I tell her she can pick the food. Because then I don't got to hear her say, that's not it.
you. I'm looking forward to it.
You guys should make a HelloFresh dinner together.
Yum.
Seriously, I'm not kidding. It brings you together. Plus, at the end of it, you get a great meal. And it's so easy to incorporate HelloFresh into your life. So once you do it for a date night, you realize how quick and efficient it is. So then you just want to do it over and over again. That's what happened with me and my guy. It worked. We love it. There's over 40 recipes to choose from. They swap them out all the time. They're designed by the best of the best chefs. Plus, it's so easy to do. It's like all set out for you. Everything's portioned. You don't really even need to cut anything, which is good because I don't.
No,
you know, I don't
they're
like
both
doing
bad,
that.
dude. What are you
And
talking
then
about?
On top of that, they give you step-by-step instructions with pictures. It's easy. Like again, like I can do it.
That means I can do it too.
And you can too. Try HelloFresh right now.
No.
And if you want free
Not trying HelloFresh. You know why? Because I'm from the South. I know how to cook. Okay, and I put my foot in all my food.
shipping, and if you want 50% off your first order, we'll hook you up. Just go to HelloFresh.com.
Oh, we way deeper in this interview.
Dude, I love.
What's up, chat?
Bill
I know
Hicks,
Austin
man,
in here
well,
talking.
it's
What's
just
up
a
to the
ride.
other
Just a
chatter?
ride. Just a
I
ride,
sees
man.
you.
Just, you know, it's.
I love you.
Terrible things may happen, but
There, I sent you a heart.
purpose,
Don't
the
feel
point,
special.
I think, is to enjoy the ride and
That's
try
just
and
for
make it
you.
as an enjoyable ride for everybody
It's
else.
not for
sitting
Austin.
next to you as well.
Why was Loco produced the way it was?
Just for fun, man. I like the challenge of just doing something completely a cappella. And I grew up, it's something I like to revisit something, but I used to be obsessed with beatboxing when I was a teenager, and I used to
Yeah, see, it was
I
much
used to
deeper.
just love it. I think it helped with my flows as well, because you've got like, when you have those rhythmical flows, it's almost like you've got that kind of like, you've got this, so you can hear counter melodies because you've got the hi-hats, the snares, the cymbals in the words. So when I'm writing, having that kind of, because rap is a
I
bit
think
like
what
a
I want to
drum kit.
watch
I
next
always
is
see like
the Will, where they sent the camera
like a
down Will
cello. I think the
Ramos's
cello is the
throat. That
closest
should
thing to
be
the human
probably
voice.
fire.
The singing is an instrument, and rapping for me is a drum kit. And you can accent certain. So if I'm like a,
Like Austin, him doing this beatbox and shit, like he did. Hold on a minute. A little behind the scenes, real quick. Animal Flow. When he did Animal Flow, bro, like, he was doing the percussions with his mouth, and like literally the whole song came from that, him just doing the beatboxing.
And then I'm like, I'm put words to that, and it's like, when I am rolling this over that, I'm the rolling with it, and then kind of putting more, and then consolidate into words.
And then Loco, I've been told, is all acapella, and then him doing percussion sounds as well, which is fire.
I think that really helped with my flow because you can do some really interesting things with triplets, counter rhythms, and more straight fall to the floor patterns, and yeah. So with Loco, I just wanted to build a track that was totally from the voice.
How do you determine which story deserves which type of sonics and vocal performance?
I think that just comes back to the other thing as well. I usually start with either a drum loop or a melodic loop or a guitar pattern, right? And that really kind of infers the feeling. I'll find something that I really like. I'm just playing around on a keyboard or my guitar.
I'll look into that shit later, dog.
Like, and that almost like puts me into this feeling of what the song should be about. And then sometimes I'll just write.
And no, what's crazy is the fact that he took the beatbox and turned it into a whole song. Like literally he was just doing that, and then like the whole song came after that. He put everything together after that, which is fucking wild.
Right. Until I find the theme and I stumble across it accidentally, then I'll get rid of all of the things that I've written and then write again that fits inside that theme. Because for me, it's like finding the seed, the concept makes the lyric writing process so much more fluid.
I get that.
Yeah.
What are you thinking, Dan?
Well, I was gonna ask how you rap so fast on songs like "Wicked Ways," but I think you just answered that question.
Yeah, well, it's partly that, and it's a lot of coming back to the hyperfixation. It's a lot of just repetition. I'll start with a metronome on like 100 BPM, and then I'll pump it to 110, then I'll pump it to 120, and I'll just keep on. For some reason, I never get bored of doing things. I could stay there for an hour, saying the same line over and over and over again, and I just don't. I don't seem to get. I find it quite meditative. I don't really get bored. Or even if I'm walking to the shops, I'll do it. Or if I'm on the bus, I'll do it. Just any time that's like free real estate to practice, I'll practice. Just because I might as well. Otherwise, I'm just there thinking about, I don't know, anything. So it's a really good opportunity to be able to just kind of improve that.
Fuck! I thought somebody was beside me.
That's what I like about what I love is if I've got an idea in my head and I try and do it and I can't do it because I'm like, oh, I'll be able to do that soon, and then that will push my ability level to this new foundational place, and then when it comes to the next thing, I can try and up it yet again. So, yeah, I really like doing that.
Why is giving the lyrics super fast vital to the way that song needs to come off?
I don't think it's vital, and actually with time, I think I was a lot more excited. I mean, I grew up listening to people like Skibbity, who was like a UK drum and bass MC, and some of the old. Obviously like the Busta Rhymes and people like that, but I just liked how it made me feel, but I don't believe in doing it for the sake of doing it in such of like a flex sort of way, because I think there are so many amazing artists that do that. I mean, you've got like the Tech Nines, and
it's nice how Tech Nine's the first one to come to his head.
For me, it's not about being the fastest, really. It's just about sprinkling it in places that makes it sonically interesting. Because it's the same with my production. There's a danger at one point where you can become a bit too overindulgent in that, and you drown it in too much of that stuff. But for me now, with time, it's being like, okay, this little moment will just raise in intensity if I bring this in here. So, yeah, but I do enjoy it.
Illest of our time, a double entendre.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Great record.
Thank you, mate. Thank you.
I mean, is there a part of you that is, embraces I mean, I don't. It's not making light of it, but it's embracing it, right?
Yeah.
It's understanding what you got.
Well, that's the thing, and it's the same with Sick Boy. It's a double. The whole album is a double entendre. Cause
This bitch stuck in the wall. He put a banana in her mouth. Oh Lord, that is very. Lord have mercy.
Sick. It's sick, bruv. Is like it's it means good, and but sick is in illest as well. It's my story, man. So, yeah. And I suppose it's the first time I thought about that, but there's a little bit of duality in that as well, in terms of you can take good out of the sick,
It's true.
Yeah.
What's the story behind a song like "Down on the Beat"? Is that just you just wanting to have fun?
Yeah, that's me wanting to make a dance banger, bro.
It worked.
Yeah, I just I've funnily enough, probably the music I listen to most is like EDM, which doesn't really come across my music.
It
I'm
doesn't at all.
Soul on the streets or making hip hop, but I love dance music, man. And I love.
That's crazy. Like you can't hear no EPDM in any of his music at all, really. Like that's wild.
When I first started producing, I just wanted to be a drum and bass producer. That was like that's all I want to do, because all I'd listen to was drum and bass, and like really techie, like dark drum and bass, which probably
Okay,
good
so
for my
somebody
mental
else
health,
left.
but,
That's cool.
I just like.
I'll still be here chilling.
I think that was just I wanted to make a dance banger, and there wasn't too much. I mean, you've listened to the record. There's not too much depth in that or anything, but it's just fun. And it was my mate Vic as well. We were both like freestyling to a dance beat one time.
I know I put the chat on the fucking
and we were like, we should make a track. And we're like, oh yeah, let's make a track. So that's what we did. We just like got this EDM beat and put Down on the Beat together. Yeah.
Does your hyperfixation apply to Animal Farm? Or socialism?
It's
communism?
I was always.
What's the deal?
I wouldn't say. No, I wouldn't say it applies to socialism or communism. I think with my view on.
No, I don't get upset. I just be fucking playing, bro. Calm down.
Good elements.
Well, I mean, it plays into the NHS. It plays into the health thing 100%. That you've gone through.
I think it plays into every system, and every system, to a degree, will lean more into a particular thing. But even America, there are elements of socialism in America. I think it's one of those black and white things again, where if you slightly hint at it, people will be like, but communism doesn't work, socialism doesn't work, because this example A, B, C, D. And I think there are a lot of beautiful, amazing things about capitalism as well. So I wouldn't say I was a socialist or a communist or a capitalist. I think all of them have weaknesses and strong points, and some of them get abused. I don't think it's the fault of the systems themselves. I think it's the fault of the people who are abusing those systems that turn them into the negative things.
That's how I have it set up, bro. What do you mean?
I think that having a base level of housing and healthcare, because we have the capacity as human beings to offer that, should be done. And then we can still have a system where people are proportionally rewarded for their efforts, which is more of a capitalist model.
You ain't even gotta do none of that, bro.
I also think that since the internet has come about, there's probably an even better one than all of them, that we just haven't quite figured out how to do it yet. Because I personally think that the voting system is outdated. I think that there's a much better way to make democratic decisions with the power of collective intelligence from the internet, because there's a huge world, and there's a huge number of people who are capable of making decisions. So you don't really necessarily need an electoral body to represent a whole country that then cyclically gets put in charge. I honestly think it's a completely outdated system that's maintained by the power systems and the money that keep them alive. So, but that doesn't mean to say that I'm an anarchist either, because I do believe that there are some people that are more suited to a leadership role, and there's some people that don't want that role. So to create total chaos, I think people naturally form hierarchy, but hierarchy doesn't necessarily need to be negative as long as social good.
I figured it out, and I didn't even have to do that, bro.
At the top of the hierarchy, before profit, before power, before expansion, and also homeostasis of the world that we live in, because this is the one place that we've been given to be able to coexist, and we're doing a pretty good job of of messing it up, and a lot of data is showing that. So and then you get to a point where you have scientific arguments about the climate, and no matter what side of the fence you sit, if you think that it's a big hoax, or if you're agreeing with certain scientists that are saying that we're in doomsday prophecy situations.
That's right. I'm a genius. Don't you ever forget it.
I think that the fact that we can't have
Look at
healthy
there.
media
Your name come up on the
conversations
screen.
about these things because there are profit
Because I'm a
incentives and
genius.
investments
Yes,
from either
sir.
side.
And that is like
Me and Ren have things
and
in
I
common.
can have the conversation about like collective intelligence helping make decisions for a governing body and allowing that to at least give you a temperature check of like
He goes off
where you should be
Xbox
going,
logic.
the legislation that's right.
PC's the master race.
I love to talk about that.
Yeah.
But I think first and foremost, like you have to inject a moral filter through every single decision and action a government body will
100%.
ever make.
Yeah.
In addition to that, the foundational mandate across everything needs to be people over profit.
The shit needs to be wiped out completely. Okay. There need to be term limits in office. Like you can only be there 6 months to a year. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to have actual goals that you need to get done. You have to show actual progress. You're not allowed to take any money from any source. Okay. And you should be on minimum wage. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like it should be like that for at least 60, 70 years. And then we'll see how well the government does after that. Because I don't feel like you should be getting paid all that money to sit in the fucking office and play with your thumbs all day. Because, I mean, what else is a politician really doing? Nothing.
100%.
And the idea that people are a nation, a state, a city, a town's greatest
Yeah,
asset.
chat's on screen now, fool.
Without people, nothing will ever fucking work.
Yeah, and the ironic thing is, I think if that shift, which is a very, very foundational and significant shift, if that were to happen, the people at the top in power, the ironic thing, I think they would be happier anyway. And I think there's this desperate protection of trying to maintain this system because it's really working out well for the people who've got a lot of money and power. So there's a desperate need to protect it. But I think with that shift, if it's done in the right way, everyone, even those people who have got perceptually everything, actually get happier too. And really, I know it's a very simple thing, but happiness is really what it's all about.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
In America, for instance, I believe that talent is equally distributed in this country, but opportunity isn't. So much is made up by your zip code and where you happen to live and the bubble that's around you. On top of that, I don't
feel like that's true.
That
I feel like it doesn't matter where you are, whatever your circumstances are, you can change it. You can always change your story. Like I don't agree with that at all. Like I know 10 people off the top of my head that I know are out there grinding their fucking asses off every day, and they'll make something of themselves no matter where they came from. Like I don't agree with that, not one bit.
Selfishness can breed selflessness, and selflessness can breed selfishness.
Yeah.
Because the ability to run for office and bring about a better day for your family should in turn bring about a better day for your neighbors when done right.
Yeah.
Historically, greed gets in the way, and you have situations where, like, let's look at a microcosm of America real quick, and let's take a trip to Florida where you'll find Marco Rubio, who his district had the Parkland shooting years back on Valentine's Day.
That's true, kid.
You know, he
what did he say? Humans are evil? That's fucking facts. Mewtwo had it right. Thanos had it right. Genghis Khan had it right.
He decided to sell the children of his district to the NRA while taking money from the NRA, right? He sold the kids, and he used that money to put his kids into private school, right?
Yeah.
Instead of saying, like, let me build upon a better reality for everybody
Yeah.
and make schools safe for everybody, he chose to take the real deeply selfish route.
Yeah.
And, ultimately, like, kids die.
I think it's so difficult to, even myself and everybody, for those virtues to not be tainted. And it's not necessarily our faults for being totally selfish. It's just it's a bombardment of our entire environment inspires us to be that way, because it's everywhere, from the moment we enter school to media to everything. So it's really about, like, for me, I try not to point too many fingers and just try and see it in myself and try and inspire that change in whatever way I can, even in conversations like this. But yeah, it's definitely, I mean, it's a foundation of everything. If there is some way to put social good across profit and that to be the foundational, I think we can still live in a world of profit.
Oh my God.
You know?
You have no idea how much, I mean, everybody has an idea, but nobody fully understands the egregious spending that goes on, the insane, ridiculous redundancies, there's no tracking of money. Right? Like when a government pays a contractor to do anything from fucking do the trash to pave the roads. There's no understanding of where that money goes once it hits them. So
Yeah.
there's like this, I mean, it's so deeply corrupt.
Mm.
It's so deeply corrupt. Everybody was like, you know, crypto is going to be the future. Nah, blockchain is the future as a form of payment because you need to have
No.
accountability for
I know there ain't but two of you in here, but whoever sees this in the future and gets to this point, the moment that we go to a cashless society and everything is electronically based, cryptocurrencies, PayPal, Zelle, whatever the fuck it is, the moment that we go to the full switch for that and there's no longer cash floating around, we're fucked. Just know that, because at that moment in time, the government will be able to get into any and all of your funds and pull it whenever they want to. It'll be just like, you know, how it is in certain parts of the world now, where there's a social credit system where you can't even, you drop below a certain point and guess what, you can't even get a fucking hamburger.
where pennies go,
Like,
right?
the moment that shit happens, society's fucked.
So like an understanding of where money's traveling the second like it goes from us as tax-paying citizens into the government's hands and out, there's just no understanding. So the second that it goes out to a contractor, it could be spent a trillion different ways. And by the way, it's never being used on anything that's going to do good for people.
Right.
Like really, if you were to go in and audit everything, the amount of money that is
That's not entirely true either. Okay. Now, where the vast majority of it might not go to help the common man, there are, I'd say, 15 to 18% of all that money the government gets. It does try to help benefit the country in some means, you know, i.e. your roads, school systems, you know, as decrepit as they are right now, and various shits to that nature. You know, they do try to spend there, but that's only because they're being forced to, so they can, you know, put the rest of it in their coffers.
is being spent on things that are probably non-existent,
right?
Could be in the billions, if not trillions of dollars.
Yeah, and then profit and people just spending money for the sake of tax brackets.
Oh,
Like, and there's so much money that could be used for good. It's just being spent because they're like, oh crap, well, we're gonna lose out this money on tax. We better just buy some shit we don't need, and that's the problem, man. It's like,
I do think that at the end of the day, people can be rich and everybody can have a better day and be taken care of, and there can still be a hierarchy that makes sense while making sure that nobody ever wants for anything. Everybody has access to.
You want that shit to happen, we need to go back to the trading system, okay, where we was trading bead. I would trade you my necklace for, you know, 4 ears of corn. You want something like that's what we have to go back to. As long as there's money involved, it'll never be the case, unless there's like a full-on revolt across multiple nations, and then all the common folks stand up and take over. You know, something that happened like, I don't know, 1776 or 1774, somewhere in that area. I ain't real good with, you know, with the dates and shit, but you want shit like that to stop, we gotta go back to the gold silver trade standard.
Mental and physical health care. There's an understanding that nobody deserves to starve in this nation or live and raise a family of 4 on something that can barely keep the fucking lights on. Like, everybody deserves access to internet.
Okay, so family of 4 here. I'm me, my wife, my son, my daughter. Family of 4. Now, you call us poor all you want, but I guarantee you we're probably happier than most middle class parents or most middle class people, because I've trained my family not to look at it that way. Because, like, I mean, shit, you got to be happy with the experiences and the memories you can make, not with the money you've earned. Like, yeah, it's nice to have it, you can do shit with it, but it's not where happiness is found.
Everybody deserves access to reproductive health.
So not everybody needs to be rich. If every single person was rich, you know what I'm saying, everybody would be the same. You know, everybody would still be trying to fill up their own pockets and figure out how to get more money than the next person. Like, making everyone rich is not the problem. I mean, not the solution. You know what I'm saying? You got to take the money out of the situation completely. Okay, you got to just eliminate money.
Everybody deserves access equal. Like, genuinely, like, I'm the crazy motherfucker that goes like, take the best school system in the country and duplicate it everywhere, because if you don't invest in that, you're not investing in anything.
I think school is one of the most important places as well, because that is what's shaping the minds of the people that
I don't agree with that. Maybe college, but no, they wouldn't. They wouldn't be better with access to it. How? Explain yourself. Because the Indians and everyone else in that whole time period, they never had money. They didn't need money. So what are you talking about? It's well documented that you don't have to have money to have a great society. The Aztecs and the Incas didn't have money. And they had arguably one of the largest societies in the Earth's history. So explain it. Because you can't. Okay? Because guess what? You don't need none of that shit. You don't need money. You just don't. It's nice to have. You just don't. And school is not way important. You know what school teaches these days? School teaches kids how to work a 9-to-5 job and how to conform inside of it. That's it. They don't teach you how to do your taxes. They don't teach you how to call the doctor and set up a doctor's appointment. They don't teach you anything that it requires to be an adult other than waking up at 7 o'clock in the morning, clocking out at 3:30 in the afternoon, walking in the line, raising your hand to ask a question, asking to go to the bathroom. Those are prison things, my guy. That's what you do in prison. So how is that important? They're not teaching you anything important. Tell me one thing from your 12 years in school that you use on a daily basis that's not basic math. I'll wait. Ain't got none but time. That's just that defeats what you just said before, though, my dog. You said school is way important, but now school needs to be fixed because it don't teach nothing no more. Which one is it? They don't even really be teaching writing skills anymore. You know why? Because most kids, like my kid, like Junior, been in school. He's 15 now. He don't know how to write in cursive. Oh, they teach reading? Okay, then why is Monkey so far behind on reading? You know why? Because they spend like 30 minutes a day reading at school, where I got to spend 5 hours at home reading with her. So you tell me what these teachers are doing. Because as a parent who has children in school, okay, the constant thing that I hear from the school is that the teachers don't know how to do their jobs. And that's why my kids are struggling. Because I teach my kids when they come home. I teach them the way I learned how to do it, and then we go over stuff every day. But when they go back to school, the teachers don't teach anything the right way. And Junior, they don't teach. They're not teach. They don't even do driver's ed no more. They're not going to teach him how to do his taxes. They're not going to teach him how to set up a doctor's appointment. The only thing they're teaching Junior how to do is be in a prison. Why does that not pop up? They don't teach you money handling in school. When did they? Not in the schools around here. They don't. I don't know what school you went to. The only money handling that we learned in school was selling drugs. That's the only ones we knew.
Taking care of it when we're not here, when we're just dust. So I think school is one of the most.
At this point, the teachers need to be held to a higher standard, because someone that deals with the educational system on a weekly basis, the teachers are failing the students.
Most important places to kind of put that energy and focus. But it's a world I want to live in, man. Yeah.
You're very special. Like you really give incredible energy. But your story is really rather remarkable, dude.
No, they didn't. I didn't learn one valuable life lesson in school other than social interactions. Okay, they didn't teach anything. Okay, they taught me physics, but guess what? I don't fucking use physics on a daily basis. They taught me fucking world history, but guess what? I don't use world history on a daily basis. They taught me algebraic equations, but guess what? I've never used the algebraic equation one time in my life. Okay, they've taught me pi and how to convert it. Guess what? Never done it once in my life. Never needed to. And I've worked a multitude of jobs. Okay, they don't teach you anything in school that's going to help you as an adult. They just don't. Did they teach you how to do your taxes, Austin? Huh? Did they teach you how to fill out a W-2 form? What about an I-9? You know what I'm saying? Did they teach you how to call different doctors and set up different doctor's appointments for things you may need? No. Did they teach you how to fill out an application for a job? No. Did they teach you how to write a resume? No. Okay, there's so many vital things that they don't teach. Florida don't teach shit, bro. The only thing that Florida taught y'all is how to fucking jump into the mouth of a crocodile. He said, I learned how to survive multiple oceanic life attacks. You don't even get in the ocean, my guy. I've been to Florida with you. Taxes and economics. No. Economics was an elective course. You had 1 year to take it. If you didn't take it, you didn't get it.
Let me ask you a question that may relate to what you guys were just talking about.
Sure.
What does the pig mask represent?
It is Animal Farm.
And yeah, Animal Farm. So yeah, I was, and coming back to your question as well, I was a huge dystopian literature fan growing up. I don't know why. Ever since I was a kid, I was just really.
And see, you also went to school in a fucking tourist attraction town. Okay, like you guys got fucking money out the ass down there. Panama City Beach got more money than most of the fucking country. Because you know what's in the ocean. I know what's in the ocean too, but I still gonna get in there and have fun. Shit.
Attracted to that. I watched the Zeitgeist movie when I was about 14 years old. I don't know if you ever watched Zeitgeist, but that blew my mind. And then I
What's up, chat? What's up, chat?
George Orwell, Kurt Vonnegut, people like this.
Him with the race and that, not the race and that, the Cas and that, and the Ray line.
Animal Farm, yeah.
Got this?
Of these natural hierarchies that we form, and how the animals were subject to fall, and just how the humans were. And the pig for me, the pig mask that kind of pops up in those things, it's almost like an uncomfortable companion who represents a lot of things. He represents greed, he represents my illness, but he's also so familiar in all of those situations that it's like the thing that I'm frustrated with and have been at war with. He's been there for so long that he's also my friend in a way. Or like Donnie Darko movie where you've got the rabbit there, and he's like, he's
Speaking
an ominous
of,
character, but
what?
he's also a comforting character for Donnie in that. And it's kind of like that.
I'm not
really.
playing
It's
Suicide
like
Squad, bro.
this thing that is always.
I'm gonna
there
do
with
this
me on
live,
journey
and then I'm gonna
that
call it a night.
That is fucking my life up, but at the same time,
I got to get up at 6
there's a
a.m.
comfort
get
in
the
there
kids up for
because
school.
without him. And it's
That's
sort
like
of fun
5 hours
to,
from now.
to think about if I was just to wake up tomorrow and we didn't have to wake up and swallow a bunch of pills, and I was just 100% well. It'd be a surreal.
Okay, sorry to the other 2 viewers in here. Sorry, chat, but yeah, I seen that shit, bro. Like, how you gonna get finessed by this guy, bro? Like, ain't no way. Like, how can you sit there, bro? Like, he got finessed so hard. Like, the dude's name is 21 Savage. It's not 21 Model Citizen. You know what I'm saying? He didn't get Kai as bad as he got fucking Aiden. He got Aiden horribly, bro. He got Aiden with some mark cards and shit, bro. That shit was crazy. But ain't no way I'm finna play fucking 2K for that much money. Ain't no way.
Well, obviously, it would be great, but it would be a very surreal transition to not have that familiarity of just like, even now I'm sat here and my shins are hurting, my feet are hurting.
And I mean, Kai got hella money, bro. He was just streamer of the year. I mean, what's that setup to him? A few pennies? Bro, that shit was so fucking hilarious, dude. Like, you could see, like, first off, like, how if I'm 21 Savage, I'm firing old buddy that pointed the cards out, because, like, bro, we was live in front of 100,000 people, and you just like literally gave away what we doing. Like, you fired, get out of here. You know what I'm saying? But like, fuck off. I'm not. If we ever get big, no.
It's to not.
What are you having? 2 Bud Lights, please.
One day, we will not have to worry about these ads.
Not have that familiarity when it's all that I've known, because I don't even really remember what it's like to feel completely healthy. So it's bizarre, because there's a weird comfort in it at the same time as being a discomfort.
I totally understand that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, for a bunch of different reasons. Primarily, it's an escape, it's a reason, it's an excuse, but also it's like
it's a reservoir
known,
as well. It's a reservoir of material, I suppose. I don't know.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
You know, I did hear a story one time that by the time you're 25, you should have enough stories to either write a book or an album. And it seems like Ren has enough content that he's been through to. And what's even more crazy is he's selling them shits on his merch store, like the playing cards and the dice. You can get loaded dice from 21 Savage's merch store right now if you're trying to hustle some dice games.
Feels the album that you can listen to right now. It's waiting for you on Amazon Music. It's called Sick Boy. All of Ren's music, by the way, is waiting for you on Amazon Music. There's going to be a link in the description below. What are you thinking?
I did want to ask, with like all the treatments and medication, does that affect your brain and how you like create or see different things?
100%, man. And sometimes it can be quite debilitating. I mean, it's why, I was holding off on the heavier part of the treatment I'm doing in Canada. I haven't done it yet because we had this album coming out and I was like, I don't want to. And it's a funny one because then you're having to like,
right?
Almost not sacrifice, but you're having to put at certain times, ask the question, do I not lean into this so heavily? So I held off on a big course of antibiotics that I'll be starting in a couple of weeks, because I know for the fact that my brain is going to go to mush for a few weeks. And but when you become aware of it, it's easier to navigate because I've had over a decade of messing around with allopathic medicine, so I've come to know how to react. But yeah, there are some times where the first 3 months of this year, just in a dream world after starting all these new treatments and stuff, and I wasn't able to really create during that time.
And this is still on the journey of curing, or to the best of your ability, managing Lyme disease.
Yeah. I mean, Lyme disease is theoretically out of my system now, as per the test, and as per the test of what Dr. Hoffman, the doctor I'm seeing, has said. There's an active co-infection called Bartonella that's still in my body that's picking up on the antibodies, so we're treating that with antibiotics, which is because it's been in my body for so long, we're doing a 4-month course of antibiotics, and it's about 3 different antibiotics at once, so it's going to be heavy and it's going to be not so great on the stomach, but it's a necessary evil, and hopefully after that there'll be another level of health that I've reached, and hopefully one that I'm it's really funny, with these chronic infections.
Dude came a long way though, for real. Like I don't know much because we just started the Ren journey, but like I've seen some posts from him early in his career, and he was awful, skinny, and to see how healthy he looks now, and like I've seen some of the IG posts where he's worked out and shit, where he's gotten a lot of muscle mass. Like it's nice to see that he's transformed and came all the way back around, and like he's getting into better and better health from all this shit. Because if you go back and look into the early career, you could tell really struggling with it.
Because your immune system's not really dealing with them. You go through this thing called the Herxheimer reaction, which is like it's all these bacteria dying off, and you release inflammation in your body. So it just basically makes. I don't know if you guys have ever had COVID, but you get super foggy in your head, and it's like that constantly. Basically, you just get super foggy, and like your personality gets blunted, and just become a bit of a walking dead.
Hey, you can't be on a promo run promoting an album.
Exactly, man. Yeah. And I get emotional about stupid things, and yeah. So I thought, you know what, I'm gonna enjoy this album coming out, and that's what I've done, man.
America's #1 English breakfast. I don't know if anyone is in the chat is from the UK, but I'm sorry you had to see that, bro, because that's very disrespectful. Oh, okay, well, maybe it doesn't mean my English. Maybe it means your English.
Twinings. Teas that taste great?
Last week
we skipping it anyway.
We just we went out to Banff. We did some partying.
You should be very proud.
Yeah, he said maybe I got Lyme's disease. Nah, you got fucking ulcers, bro.
Pretty much independently as well, and having all the people involved in that team, because it felt like a real shared celebration. Like we were all buzzing. We were all out there. We went and got the biggest steak in the world, because my diet's super limited. So that's one of the rare things I can eat in a restaurant. So we got this 40-ounce tomahawk steak, which I tried to finish and was in a lot of pain, but the best sort of pain. And then and it was good. It was a good experience. And then we've come here, do things like this, speak to lovely people like yourself and yourself, and then we're heading to Vegas on Friday to experience that.
Sick.
Yeah.
Enjoy it all.
I will.
Appreciate your honesty and your artistry and the vlogs that you put out and your honesty here today. I really do.
I appreciate for having on and chatting to me. Yeah.
The studio's always open as you release albums. Please.
This is a pretty good interview. Learned a lot. I'm so sick of this Eminem beef already. Mm. Is she? That's what I thought it was. Is that who that is? Fucking the charismatic voice? Is that her? Well, there's two different types of English. Like, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got the UK English and you got American English. Like, I got confused. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let's watch a little bit of this one then. I don't even know who this lady is. She got Ren reactions too. She's all over the place.
I'm joined today by Ren. Thank you so much, Ren, for being here and taking time. How are you doing?
It's my pleasure. Yeah, I'm doing well. It's been a very surreal weekend, and I've got all my friends here at the moment. So my sofas are full of people right now. It's been really nice. It's been really nice.
Is everybody just celebrating the new album?
Exactly. Yeah. So the guys flew out last Tuesday, and we've just kind of it's just great. Like the team of people that I've got surrounded me who have been on board with a lot of this stuff are just first and foremost people that I've known as friends for years. A lot of them. I mean, I've known Sam since I was like 16 years old, and Josh as well. I've known for years and years, and then Brigitte I've known for about 6 years.
That's how we're gonna be one day,
nice
Austin. Just know that.
There's just a lot of people around.
I'm gonna be out here doing an interview and I'll be like, yeah, that's my boy from way back when.
Talk about the ways that we were gonna go and quite unorthodoxly promote this album. It just kind of felt like being excited with friends coming up with ideas, which is why I think it so naturally just happened, and it wasn't like you're going into a board meeting or a business meeting being like, right, how can we market the album? It's just like it just kind of feels like a very creative hub of conversation that is first.
You see what she's got in the background, bro? You see what this is? Tell me what that is. It looked like a statue. Jesus, bro. It looks like a statue of Lilith.
First and foremost, just the sort of chats you'd be having with your friends. So I think that was a really integral part of getting excited about the ideas that we were using to push this album. Yeah.
That feels very in line with everything I've read about you and your career, too.
Diablo 4, bro. Like, that's what it looked like, yeah. But yeah, you just wait. Whenever this shit pops off, I'm bringing you everywhere with me.
Yeah, 100%. And it's funny because the times in my career where we've gone the other way and we've done it the more sort of traditional, tried and tested methods, I found myself getting frustrated at all the meetings that you have to take that seem a little bit pointless. It's like meetings for the sake of having a meeting, and you're jumping on Zoom or you're talking about things that are. It just kind of for me it was like devoid of a bit of that passion, and I feel like I've really found myself in a place now that just really works because it kind of suits more the approach that I take to creativity, and you can apply that approach to promotion as well. It doesn't have to necessarily be these sort of like boring business meetings about what we're going to do with and how we're going to allocate budgets and stuff like that. We've really managed to keep a way that makes it just exciting and playful, and I think that's a big part of my philosophy in doing these things.
I love it, and it feels fresh and like it's so human and connects to us. I think partly because you have this very authentic way of approaching every aspect of your music creation and putting out your music.
Yeah, I mean, it's just for me, it's about that. There's that the line I quote it quite a lot because it's one of my favorite.
Yeah, probably, fucking probably, bro.
Camera, the Bill Hicks At
He
the end of
says
one of
Will
his shows where
Ramos
he's
with his
talking
fucking
about,
skin
like, just
off.
being
That makes
alive.
sense.
And it's so true. It's like I want to carve out a space for myself where the fun remains in all of it, so that I can keep that sort of like quite childlike approach to everything that I do. Because I think that when I'm excited by something and it just feels like this exciting idea, the ideas become a lot better.
Never, never lose your inner child ever. Never grow up. It's a trap. That's what Peter Pan said. And that's what we live by.
I want to dive into that more because I think that's like very wrapped up in your approach and probably how you're just taking the song from the very beginning. But before we get in too deep to that, I have to ask,
Sure.
do you prefer tea or coffee?
Tea. I can't have coffee. It's too A, because of my MCAS stuff, and B, just like the stimulatory nature of like caffeine. So like a tea, I'm like a herbal tea guy.
Gotcha. So no caffeine in your diet whatsoever.
Nope.
That's amazing. That's actually super good, and I've had to do it many times, like while pregnant.
Yeah.
And after the initial withdrawal from caffeine, which is not too sad.
Facts, bro. Facts.
But
Never grow up. Peter Pan said not to, bro. I listen.
Once a baby's born, it's like, oh boy, I need some caffeine.
Give me some caffeine.
Yep.
Give me. Yeah. Well, I used to like when I was a kid, like a teenager. I used to actually even younger. I was obsessed with these things called cappuccino coffee beans, and you can just eat them. They're like these coffee beans with like white chocolatey something around them, and I just used to munch on those and just be like in an absolute caffeine buzz as a kid, just like
Kiss.
I was obsessed.
My parents had to stop me in the grocery
Yeah, I know that was
store
weird.
from going to
I'm sorry.
the coffee bean aisle and taking the coffee beans off of the floor and eating them. I was little. I really liked the taste of it though. I didn't know.
I used to eat those. You know the little pills that are just sweeteners that you're meant to put into like Splendor and stuff like that. You just pop into a coffee. I just used to eat those as well.
Oh.
Just put them on, and that's like intense sweetness in my mouth. But yeah, kid brain like that stuff.
It's hilarious. I think sometimes when we remember things as kids that we did that we turned out okay.
Okay, yeah. Is it?
Well, honestly, I'm surprised I'm here after all the shit I've done.
Kind of made it.
Subjective word, but yeah, I think I turned out okay.
I love it. Well, I have this big question. I've been going through lots of different things, and
Old Spice shampoo smells great and helps keep your hair thick and healthy looking.
I don't need that, bitch. My hair looks healthy all the time.
Bounty Mega Roll, 4 rolls in 1.
For me, one of the reasons that your music really got to me so quickly.
His jacket's fire though. Like I fuck with that jacket. It's like a bull scheme Adidas.
Especially in like early 20s. Oh my word, it was a dark time for a while there, and I felt like the first song I heard, Hyren, I felt that spoke so closely to that sort of darker side of Elizabeth. And had this lighter side that was essentially hope, saying like you can make it through it.
Hi there, Ran. It's been a little while. Did you miss me? You thought you buried me, didn't you? Risky. Cause I always come back.
Don't play this forever. We're gonna catch another strike.
Ran on your pleased to see me. It's been weeks since we spoke, bro. I know you need me. You're the sheep, I'm the shepherd. Not your place to lead me. Not your place to be biting off the hand that feeds me.
Hi, Ran. I've been taking some time to be distant. I've been taking
Look, if it pauses, it's not my fault.
I've been taking some time to be by myself since my therapist told me I'm ill. And I've been making some progress lately. And I've learned some new coping skills. So I haven't really needed you much, man. I think we need to just step back and chill.
Okay.
And so I wanted to know, when did that sort of struggle of like sort of this dark and light, or when did mental illness or depression, when did that first start becoming a struggle in your life?
Probably from a really young age. I'd say I was probably about 7 or 8 when it became like a prevalent, like the darkness sort of, like, you know, if you read a lot of, I used to bring these little books with me everywhere, where I would just write things about life. I'd sometimes give it to a friend and like give it and say, look, you've got 2 days and you've got 4 pages. You can do whatever you want on these 4 pages. I've still got these books somewhere. and it's beautiful because you know I've got stuff from Joan who died, and I've got stuff from my other friend Callum who died not long after, and so I've got all these little snapshots of some of my closest friends. But I think I noticed one thing that struck me. I remember coming back to it in my sort of mid-20s.
Bro, YouTube is ass, my guy. Can't do shit because it's like, oh, let me pause your content real quick. You know what I'm saying? You can't listen to that. Let's watch this shit again.
But most niggas when they cheat, shit don't be worth it.
Are those your cards? You just open it? Yeah.
The internet be quick, bro.
Just pick a card. Whoever got the highest card win. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so you're up. What? On got their mark.
Look at the little scratches.
Nah, they're scratched, bro.
Aiden definitely got scammed. 100%. 21 was in on it.
Bro, I'd rather have loyalty than love.
And then the fact that fucking Kai tried to play it off like, you know, at least it was only Aiden. Like, bro, get the fuck out of here. He tried to play you too.
Love really don't mean jack. See, love is just a feeling. You could love somebody, still stab them in their back. I don't cheat though, but most niggas when they cheat, shit don't be worth it.
He said, I don't cheat, and then proceeds to cheat.
Do you have corn in Italy? Like, do you have like corn on the cob in Italy?
What are you talking about?
I don't know. Do you have corn in Italy?
My love, of course we.
Kai Cenat got a wild would you rather.
A lap dance from Ice Spice or protest against global warming. Marry a Bella Danger or marry Lena the Plug.
A Bella Danger.
Marry Pokemane or marry Sniper Wolf.
Sniper Wolf, holy shit, Sniper Wolf, I had a crush on you since I was motherfucking 13, Sniper Wolf. Ooh, Sniper Wolf, you're sexy ass, bro.
Marry Sky Bry or marry the person that pops up when you click on share then more.
Sky Bry.
So what happened last night? Where'd you meet this girl?
I went to a very nice ladies' hotel.
She came in town for the arena?
Yeah, she came in town for the arena. She actually signed up.
Do you think she should do a minute?
If you want, yeah, I think it'd be good.
Let's do it.
All right. I do not know her last name, but give it up for the very beautiful Celia!
Is that her?
Celia!
Oh my god.
Holy shit.
Celia, welcome. You want to do a minute?
My name is Cynthia.
Fuck nah.
Chill.
Inside the 5.
Shit, that nigga's in the end zone. As Kelsey did, I would do the same thing.
Nah, I'd have had to get up and swing on him.
Throw one of them this way, throw the other one that
I would have rolled that bitch so hard. I would have threw one of them balls in the stand. Here you go. You want Justin Tucker ball? Here you go. Okay, you look soft. You got a towel under your knee so your knee don't get wet. Cut it out.
Is that the reason why he got the towel there?
Yes.
You keep the kicking knee dry.
Yeah. Who told y'all bullshit like that?
Gotta keep the kicking knee dry.
He's a kicker, bro. Listen, bro. They take care. You know, it's like a quarterback in his arm, bro. A kicker in his leg, bro. It's like the quarterback ain't tripped by arm. I've never seen a kicker that close. Like, you see what's going on?
Yeah, boy, on the fucking 1 centimeter line.
They already, yeah, they been.
So that means he been ready, been warmed up, been stretched. He bullshit.
She said. I'm just a teenage dirtbag baby like you.
Yo, buddy hit that and killed it.
Got tickets to Iron Maiden, baby.
That's crazy.
Friday, don't say
I see a lot of Small Clips channels on YouTube. Which ones are actually you? Small Ant Clips is me. Board Historical is someone else, but I'm fine with them. I'm fine with people posting clips. I don't really care. It's just more eyes on my stuff, which I guess is a good thing. So I don't mind.
Burn victim who's in the insult comic.
That one, a lot of comedians really connect with this one.
No.
Niggas don't know that that beat was made as a joke. I was trying to make a shitty New York beat, and we was just rapping like we was from New York, like we were retarded, and then I just had some random verse.
So too, baby. Who's ready to drop? Yeah. Let's go.
This shit's so accurate.
This is like feeling really good right now. Yeah. Nothing but that.
XQC got me dead. I'm not sure if that's XQC, but it looked like it.
Let's fight. Let's go. I'm going.
You, Dave Bautista, the Royal Rumble. You both went over the rope at the same exact time.
I know I f***ed up, and we know that that's not the way it's supposed to go.
How did you recover from that in like the best way possible? And the refs raising your hand and his hand and your hand. And
Yeah, as XQC, yeah, that shit was funny, bro. She got me dead.
What do you do?
Trust the process. Out comes Vince McMahon, and he tears both of his quads getting into the ring. Woo! Oh no. With torn quads, he gets himself in the ring and gives us the guidance to finish the event. And we restart it, and Dave wins. By the way, that's all anyone's ever gonna...
Black people wear the mark of Cain. That's in the Bible.
No, it is not. Show me where in the Bible it says that black people wear the mark of Cain. Show me that.
You racist?
Really, give me one example.
Dude, there's tons of it. And then how also do you explain Mormon? I mean, what about Mormons?
Yeah, you got out of the kitchen because it was getting hot. I don't blame you. You got out of that kitchen real fast.
I mean, if we want to go into it, the Bible...
Yeah,
Damn, he kind of burned her on that
Where
one.
does the Bible say that African Americans are the children of Cain? Where does the Bible say that?
The Bible talks about the mark of Cain, and you can interpret the Bible any way you can. And until recently, lots of
No, you can't. You
racists
can't interpret the Bible any way you can and be intellectually honest.
Yes, you can.
Yeah, well, you can do anything you want, right? Yeah, but you don't have to have a PhD in the Bible to understand that those slave owners who used the Bible to justify slavery were perverting the living daylights out of it.
Black people.
So I'm at McDonald's right now, and I'm about to try a double Big Mac. Look at all the calories in that hoochie mama. They try.
247 on the stream. Jesus Christ. I'm just gonna let it ride this next 10 minutes. I'm gonna call it on that. 3 hours.
When you live with moderate to severe Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis, your day can be...
I think across the spectrum, even if you're not going through something, I would like to see my purpose as a musician as being able to, I know, yeah, exactly that, create human...
I don't know where Buddy got these chairs at, but he need to take them back.
Create understanding for the people who can't really speak for themselves because they feel a little bit voiceless or they feel castrated by their condition.
Hi, I'm Nick, and I'm joined by Ren for the latest in Enemies in Conversation series. How's it going today?
It's going well, mate, yeah.
Got an amazing new album, Sick Boy, coming out very soon. What's the overall story that you're trying to tell with the album?
So the album, for me, it was like, at the start, I'd moved away from my management at the time. I kind of felt a little bit like, it was like a new transition in life. I was planning with everything to go to Canada. I was raising money for this health treatment because I'd been dealing with an autoimmune condition, which I'm still dealing with. It was basically at this time, it was just like everything was a little bit turbulent. It was right after COVID. And I was just like, I wanted to make something that was just fun for the love of it again. I didn't really plan anything other than that. I was just like, you know, everything has been for a purpose or everything has been trying to build towards something. And I was like, I just want to make something for me because I was so like in this space of like everything just felt a bit so up in the air. Even going to treatment.
Yeah, I've been
in
looking at
Canada, I
that,
was
bro.
like,
That
oh,
shit
God,
look clean
I
as
had to leave
fuck.
the country to go for treatment. So I was like, I just want to do something.
December
But
need to
obviously,
hurry up
when
and
I
get
was
here so we get
13,
Sparking
just
Zero.
There was never me thinking when I was 13, 14 years old when I started getting in production, when I get old, like, I want to do this so this happens with my career or anything like that. I was just doing it because I flipping love sitting down, making beats and making music. So I just did that again. And I started building this album. So originally there wasn't really a through line with it. It was just simply, I just wanted to make for me. And I wasn't thinking too much about it in a way. And then it just kind of grew into what it was. And then Sick Boy came because my mind was so occupied with health at the time because everything is geared towards going to Canada, right? To undergo like almost a year of treatment. So that started creeping and leaking into the themes of what I was writing about, and Sick Boy, which is named after the title track, became one of these experiences for me as well. So the narrative changed from just doing it for myself to this kind of, it's a bit of a tapestry. There's tracks that are just fun for the love of making it, and then there are tracks that are a little bit more symbolic of the journey that I've been on as well.
At what point did you actually realise, hang on, this isn't just a collection of tracks that I've been working on, but I feel like I can put this together into an album? Did that happen quite gradually?
No, it didn't. Nah, mate. Nah, because I had tracks lying around for a little while, like made it onto this one. So, and then I had a lot of new stuff as well. No, it didn't. Once I realised at a certain point, I was like, there's quite a lot of things here, and they've all got this similar feeling to them. So it almost happened by mistake, and then the album originally was meant to be 12 tracks, and it grew into 14, then it grew into 16, then it grew into 18, and I was like, I've got to get rid of some of these because like I've got this weird thing in my head. this is a weird OCD thing. I can't release an album if it's got an odd number of songs unless it's 11 because there's 2 double digits. This makes me sound fucking crazy. Or like 15 because that's half of 30. But insanity coming through here. But like, because 13, I can't do that. 17, nah, it's wrong. So if it moved up to 14 tracks and then I wrote one more, I'm like, fucking hell, I've got to make another song to bring it up to 16. That's the way my mind worked with it.
So
but yeah,
if straight after this interview, like inspiration struck, this amazing track came out, you'd have to make another one straight after to put another 2 on the album.
Yeah, it'd have to be 20. It could be 19. Nah, yeah, it'd have to be. But 20 is a lot for an album. But yeah, I don't know.
What track on the album do you think will surprise people the most?
I think it's probably going to be Money Game Part 3, just because that was something, I don't know, the narrative, the video concept, everything. I love films of characters who come from, it's like a growth journey where like, or a series like Breaking Bad or Scarface or, you know, where you have this journey from innocence to corruption, and so much so that like when it's a bit of a villain character, you almost feel empathy for them, even though that like by the end of it, you're like, this guy's.
Yeah, that's right. You've seen it right. We're ending
it,
soon. It's ending soon.
Because you're like, I can see what happened on that journey that created it, and I hadn't really heard a song like that had summarized that journey, and so I was like, I really want to.
Yeah, we're gonna end it here. It's been a fun stream. Make sure you guys come back, turn them bells on. It'll let you know when fucking we go live again. And yeah, I don't know what we're gonna do. Every time we try to do some Ren music, seems like we get a strike. So, I don't know if we're gonna do